Hey everyone, it's VM Campos Magic Fan. Welcome to another streaming Saturday. This is the series where I play Magic, where I hang out with all of you, where we partake in Magic Arena, maybe do some cracker packs, look at stuff that's going on in the world of Magic, and off the world of Magic as well. So welcome everyone coming to say hello. Let me check if my chat system is working here. Hi Mark, I saw your message. Definitely. I just didn't get a chance to respond at that point. And the carving, what you've got coming along, definitely looks amazing. Cover that a little bit later, but it looks like everything's good there on the main amazing cam. Let's check our other cameras at this point, as I usually do. Full screen camera looks good. I forgot to check if there's anything embarrassing over here. Nope, nothing embarrassing at all. And then we've got the web browser camera. Alright, we gotta fix the web browser camera. Web browser, set it to... I think this happens every time. One day I'll learn to do that before the stream starts. So we've got the daily MtG site in case we want to look at things such as the most controversial thing that Wizard has ever done. Magic is dead. We also got the card cam right over here. Ooh, that's some advanced hacker code that you're not supposed to see. Yep. And then we're gonna do some cracker packs. At least 2. We might do all 3 or just save one more for one more week. So we've got those here. And lastly, we've got our scenes over here. We'll have the BRB eventually. And then, of course, the game. I need to update the schedule, maybe the webcam as well. Let's update the webcam just a little bit, get it a little bit brighter. More brighter, more good. Bad grammar aside. Put it right there. So, to be honest, today I'm a little tired. Been tired today and yesterday a bit. But we'll go for a few hours of gameplay, of course. And setting the schedule, Goldie Cracker Pack, Dick Billion. Yeah, so today's going to be another one. I'm not planning on doing... drafting this week. I need a little bit more energy and mind power for that. So we'll get back to that soon, but we've got some things to do this week, definitely. And yeah, that looks good there. So I don't have actually, I suddenly realized, I did, for some reason I did the gold digging already. I know I like to do that during the live streams, but for some reason I got it done. I think I was distracted. Just looking at my friends list over here. I just need 2 friends to accept my request to have a very nice number of friends. Actually, let's do this. Let's do something fun, totally off topic that we never do here. the if I switch over to Discord, so I'm on the official Magic the Gathering Discord. Many people are as well, at least 1,300. Well, that's 1,300 online. But is there an easy way to scroll here? Let's see. If we got 1,300 online, let's check how many are offline. We can get a sense of how many people are on the official Magic Discord over here. I never have really quite browsed it too much to see if all the big famous names of Magic are listed here. Probably. But if we go alphabetically, there's too many letters. Too many letters in the alphabet nowadays. Here we go. T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Oh, there's Zuby, Magic with Zuby. That's a cool show that they do. Oh, it doesn't show how many are not online. I guess Magic set up the server that it only shows how many are online. Okay. Anyway, what I was going to do is over on the friend code sharing. Oh, that's interesting. No one's added any new friend codes. Yeah, no one's added any friend codes here for a little while. I wonder why that is. I wonder if this Discord is getting very much activity. Hey there, Stevie, how are you doing? We're looking at adding a couple new friends on my account to have a nice round number. So let's see who this last person was here. Warlitzer, they're into Brawl, standard constructed, deck testing, etc. They're in AEDT, AEST, GMT plus 10. Interesting. GMT plus 10. That's somewhere like in Eastern Russia, isn't it? Where is AEDT time zone? Let's look that up for a moment. AEST, Asia, Eastern Central Time, I'm guessing, but what are the countries that encompass that time zone? Oh no, it's Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Okay. I guess thinking of my meridians and longitudes and latitudes, I guess that would make sense that it's also, I guess if you look at a map, those latitudes also hit land masses. No, New Zealand is far enough east that if you go vertically, there's not too much there in the world, right? But if you're in some parts of Australia, you could hit some parts of like Japan and stuff. All right, so Australian Eastern Daylight Time Zone, UTC 11. Let's add this person. Let's see if they approve adding on Arena. I'm just adding a couple of friends here to my Arena account. And one more person, Mech. They want to do deck testing, competitive, random, fun, open for voice. They're in GMT or GMT1, which is, I guess, London and such. That time zone, although that goes across the whole world, so there's many time zones on GMT 0. Many time zones, many countries on time zone 0. But let's add them, and then maybe we'll get a brand new friend here, and I will have a nice even number of friends for no reason, and then never add any more friends, just so that it's always that number forever. Actually, I will break that rule and add one more friend. Mark, when you eventually get your Arena account working, I gotta add you, of course, but then I've got to remove someone else, so we stay exactly at those numbers. So let's switch back to the game. We'll do a little gameplay. Like I said, I don't know if I did all the gold digging last night. I was up to like 4 in the morning. That's why I'm tired. I just realized, because I was up to 4 in the morning for no reason, and I must have been playing, and that's when I did the gold digging. So I haven't played on the ladder in a long time. Kind of got burnt out with it for a while. Too competitive. So play it just a little bit. The only reason to climb the ladder is to just get more booster packs, although it's laughable that at a certain point you get X number of gold and you can't get past that X number of gold. Even at the highest level of the ladder, I think it tops out at 3,000 gold if you make it to gold, but then there's still platinum, diamond than mythic, and you don't even get more gold, but you do get more packs. And packs have a good value, so turn 1 Llanowar Elf. Okay, so we're going with some sort of aggro deck. I've got a board wipe, so they're probably going to do the elf deck that they just want to barf out a bunch of elves. Okay. And then they're going to Craterhoof Behemoth to do an alpha strike. So I got to put away a board wipe just in case. I'd rather be getting my ramp going on, but they're going to try to aggro. There's an Iron Scale Hydra. I should probably wipe the board at this point. Maybe we'll let them get a little bit more in. And then the tables will turn. It's a very efficient turn for me. I sometimes accidentally play the tap mana rock first, and then I'm out. So if I play the non-tap, then I could do the other one. So we got a Spirited Owl, Derregard. Okay. Perfect time to wipe the board next turn. So surprised Pikachu face right here. Next turn I can bring in my Ugin, my little Ugin, and then big Ugin. Okay, no problem. You have a big old scary 10-10 that can be blocked by an Ornithopter. I have all 3 of my Ugins. What a world. So let's do this. Unless you've got haste. I don't doubt that they've also got a questing beast. How's the volume of the game? Is it not up? Questing beast, exactly as I said. Obvious. Green deck is obvious. Now let's see if they don't have another one in hand. But I have another answer in my own hand. So hopefully I get my big Ugin or my Toski. Okay, that's annoying. But I'll just make some blockers. 1, 2, 3. There's a 4/4 blocker. And then we'll draw... Exactly. It's obvious screen player is obvious. And draw some more stuff. 0 mana cost artifact. Thank you very much. Gain some life. Another artifact. Thank you very much. Gain some more life. Crack that artifact. I'm just trying to get to a more scarier Ugin. Another free artifact. Thank you very much. I was popping off so hard with my Oswald deck, my mono white deck. I don't know if I've shown people like the full extent of that mono white deck, but sometimes it can just steamroll into crazy things when you've got the... Okay, here what they're going to do is they're going to play their pump spell, which I don't care. And, oh, okay. So that mono white, there we go. Okay, so Toski's really nice. You know, Toski is indestructible. But, you know how we get away indestructibility? We do Exilitude. It's not a word, but we all know what that means. Anyway, the mono... And there we go. Bayesian Mage. I think that term means something in math. Bayesian. Right? Bayesian. Just out of curiosity, let's look that up. I'm sure that's like a fancy math term or geometry term or something. Bayesian. Bayesian inference, Bayesian method, Bayesian model, Bayesian statistics. Bayesian probability is an interpretation of the concept of probability, in which instead of frequency or propensity of some phenomenon, probability is interpreted as reasonable expectation representing a state of knowledge or as quantification of a personal belief. Okay, so Bayesian Mage, they're trying to get very fancy and talk about probability and what they have quantification of a personal belief. Well, my personal belief is that as soon as you summon Ulamog, somehow there's a glitch and the opponent automatically loses, as we saw in this match. Popping off as a magic term, however, over here means... All right. What is a more international term? My deck is really squiggly. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna use that. That's gonna be a nice term all over the world. My deck got really squiggly. So we'll play on the ladder a little bit. I think that's how we'll do the gold digging for a moment. We'll just play a little bit until maybe the first loss. This is my classic mono white Ulamog deck. The other deck that I was talking about was the mono white Oswald Brawl deck, where it's a bunch of artifacts that do fun stuff. And that eventually there's an inevitability of it where I can just pull the artifacts that I need, either well, Panharmonicon to double my artifact triggers. I can get Planar Bridge to just drop in a whatever. Oh man, I got my eBay sale outbid. Someone's trying to take my vintage 90s comic. How dare they? People love that card in mono red. And you're gonna strike me down with one more. I haven't seen mono red in a while. People still trying to make mono red a thing. Although it's affordable. That's a common. That's a common. That's a common. That's an uncommon. You can make a pretty affordable mono red deck. The only problem is you just have to barf out all your cards onto the battlefield, and I have no respect for that strategy. Mono red, mono green, where you just barf out a bunch of things without any finesse. I'm being judgy, but those are not my favorite archetypes. Cavalcade, that's a very good one. Do not want. That's how this deck gets then very, very strong. They just throw in so many triggers. So I'm going to need to destroy that as soon as possible, but for the moment, I need to board wipe. The next turn, Ugin, the Ineffable, so I can exile that Cavalcade. Now they're going to have more than one Cavalcade, of course, because if you're playing this mono red deck, you're just going to jam those in. Tybalt. Okay, this is gonna be a big little annoying thing. I don't think I'm gonna win this one. It's gotten too aggro. I need another board wipe, and then I guess there might, well, there's a board wipe, but to stop the bleeding, I've got to play Ugin and then wipe out that enchantment, which I'm sure they will easily just summon another one next, and it's just a wasted turn. Little Ugin is dead, but that's fine. I've got a Wrath. Just trying to get to big Ulamog, but then, let's see, there's the other one. Exactly, this deck is just so autopilot. Disgusting. And then they're of course gonna have a lightning bolt in hand, so it looks like I'm this close to it. See, they didn't even strike at my planeswalker because they've got the final damage in hand. If that's a lightning bolt, I'm down to 3, and then I'm dead next turn. So all of these mono red decks. Okay. That saves me for 1 turn, so I can live with that. 3 damage to any target. Yeah, they really should have done it to me, but I guess they're just very confident that they're gonna do 4 damage next turn, but I need to board wipe, and then I'll be safe 1 more turn. I hope I get my land. I'm so far away from Ulamog. That doesn't help. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I cast that... do that. Hopefully they sputter out, or they're down to 0 cards in hand. Hopefully they just sputter out with a land or something.
My friend is here to help your pain.
I'm sure they've got a little final direct damage. Double Cavalcades. Okay, I'm dead next turn. But is that enough for Ugin? That's not enough for Ugin. Okay, GG opponent. Wow, love these mono red decks. Yep. Alright, that's how it always is. It's always the challenge to win, but then to lose is just automatic. Mono red. Okay, let's switch over to this is that Brawl deck that I've run a few times, and sometimes the gameplay is just so on point where I'm able to do everything versus the opponent. It's been really cool. So here we've got, this is interesting. I have not played this opponent. It's very rare to see this poison deck. I have this poison deck, but I don't see anyone else playing it. So I've got to definitely change my game plan, because you have a very short lifespan against that deck. And I've got the removal, but it's all turn 3 removal. But I've got a blocker on turn 2, which means I'll have to sacrifice my commander. And if they get their turn 1 death touch, of course, that's what you need to do. So next turn I've already got 2 poison. I'm going to summon my commander. They'll probably rabid bite it. Then I can get to my exile effect. Alright, so if they optimize their deck, they would have rabid bite here to kill my commander. Have the field completely open. Then I can exile. Yep, there we go. Yep, there we go. So then... Okay, Glass Casket will do its thing. And they missed the mana drop. They missed the land drop. Okay, so that'll help me definitely. And I guess, oops, well, they might have, they have a naturalize. Okay, they've got a naturalize because they kept it under glass, but they don't have it handy. Okay, they just assume that they're gonna get a naturalize. If they naturalize my Glass Casket, then I have to block both of those. Gains trample, draw a card. Are you still missing your land drops? Nah, we'll be safe. There's just 1 damage with no poison. Yeah, missed another land drop. Perfect. Sorry, not sorry. So let's bring out a mana rock. Let's bring out my commander. Let's bring out a tool here and start setting ourselves up. Oops, missing another. Nope, finally got your 3rd land drop. Congrats. There's that Rex Sage. Let's give them a yay, you did it. I'll just block both, no problem. Gonna attack with everything. I'll block both. Who cares? That's just a stalling tactic. As long as I can keep Finn out of the way, that'll work. Let's exile it 1 more time. Let's see, are they gonna take it back? Yep, they took it back this time. Perfect. They can do their 4th mana next turn. Ooh, their deck was a fail because they didn't do... Rex Sage is not a Death Touch creature. Okay, let's see if they're lucky to get their 4th mana. I'm sure by now the statistics would be they get their 4th mana. There's their 4th mana. Let's give it up for them. And then I've got removal, of course. Oops, they're gonna be safe about, okay, they might get me, so I need more mana to get back my commander once this opponent gets me. So they got me to 6 poison. We'll put the brakes on that. They finally got all the mana that they needed. We'll take a moment to do our thing here. Let's scry. No more mana is good. Oswald is 6 whole mana. Oswald is 6 whole mana. I've been trying to do this Chaos Wand, which steals spells from the opponent's deck. I don't feel I've hit enough impressive stuff just yet to justify it. Season of Growth, sure. They'll attack in a moment. Skyclave, that'll be perfect. First strike versus the opponent. Versus a Death Touch opponent. If I don't get taken out. Yeah, we'll just hold the line. Now what will probably happen is, if I pass without exiling that Death Touch creature, they will Rabid Bite my creature and kill it, and then blank my turn. But I should save that borrowed time to exile their commander, which is what matters. So we'll gamble it, but based on how people craft their decks, I'm sure that they've got that Rabid Bite effect to clear the path. Oh, okay. Search your library, okay. Don't see that one too often anymore nowadays. Anyway, that you have to order your triggers. No, it doesn't matter, because one is go search and then you scry. Let's see if they don't realize that I've got first strike. Sarith, okay, that's a good one. Everything gets hexproof if it's untapped. Everything gets Death Touch if it's tapped. Ooh, that's a good addition to this deck, actually. I don't have it in my own. Yeah, reading the card explains the card. Anyway, let's draw a card here. So we will. I'm not getting great stuff. I guess we'll take out their raison d'etre. Draw a card here. Mind Stone. Nothing with Death Touch to worry about, I suppose. So we'll go in for some damage. Now, of course, my whole defense falls apart once they do a fight. If only I could get my hexproof equipment. Okay, worthless. Couple damage for no reason. We'll crack that stone. Not great. Meteor Golem, perfect. If they don't rage quit for this, they are a very brave opponent. Yes. That is a lot of mana. And yep, so then we'll attack. They'll probably activate Death Touch on that Pestilent Wolf. I guess I can live with that. Maybe just block one of the other ones. Alright, they want to redo Finn right away. Sure. They must think they must be out of removal by now. but I won't tell them if you don't. Right, so I'm not going to be able to really transmute that egg, so let's just eat it. What I could do is pass on my equipment onto the golem and then do, yeah, let's do that. Let's pass on the equipment onto the golem, and then I can do my stuff that I want to do with servo. Okay, with that, let's go tutor removal. Yeah, I'm telling you, once this deck kind of gets going, I can go tutor for so many things. Let's create another blocker, and then we'll go tutor. We'll go tutor for a 1-mana removal. Thusly. Whoops. Then we'll attack just to put pressure in the air. 8 mana for Finn. They missed several land drops at the beginning, but then they caught up with land pretty well. But now, do they have their fabled 8th mana? Maybe not. So what does this wolf do? Pay 3 to give it death touch. Okay, so pay as many times as you want to give it as many times of death touch as you want. Sure. Okay, as for myself, so what do I want to do here? Well, the opponents lost their will to live, apparently. Anyway, so I guess with my Oswald, I'll crack my servo to go get a 3-mana thing. Probably a blocker. Or the Sky Scanner. Arasta, that's annoying. But I can force them to block with my Meteor Golem. Oops, there they go, they're gonna break. There's your return to nature. Okay. Fine. What else? Okay. Akroma's Memorial. A roster. What is a roster? Whenever your opponent casts an instant or sorcery. Okay, I don't have any of those in the deck, so it should be fine. But I could do the Akroma's Memorial, 7 mana. I could crack. Well, let's. I think life-wise I'm fine, but let's force them to see if they want to block that. That is a. Okay. You pass on. You could pass on the equipment, 3/3 first strike. Yeah, let's pass it on to this little guy over here. And then we'll crack the servo to make another blocker. We'll grab a Sky Scanner to draw another card. Play a land. Mystic Forge to tutor. Okay, actually, let's play that. And now we got a auto-equip 4/4 striker. Okay. So we have defenses. There's their 8th mana. Let's give it up for them. They got their 8th mana. So they can resummon Finn. Although they're hesitant. So they wanna put in card draw. Those gloves let them draw a card if they strike. You want to attack with that? Okay. You can attack with that if you want. And worthless. So what are you scrying? Don't like it. Okay. Throw it to the bottom. You're down to 9. And you're ending. Okay, let's get something better off the top. Notification, perhaps? What is that? It's notification. Okay, Paradox Engine can do fun stuff. Paradox Engine can do fun stuff sometimes. But it might not be what I want at the moment. 5 mana. Okay, everything's got hexproof. That's going to be annoying. If I attack with my 4/4 and they block, I was going to bring out a meteor golem, but then I can't target. So what do we want to do here? I can get out the 5 mana damage spell, but that's not going to do what I want. Maybe I can trick them into thinking I've got something in hand. I don't know if this will be the most optimal play, but I'll attack with 2 flyers. They'll probably block the 4/4, and if I trick them that I've got something in hand, let's see if they believe me that I've got something in hand. No, they don't. Oh, okay, okay, well, that's fine. A little bit more damage. Okay, that'll be fine. Okay, can play Paradox Engine and then untap. And then untap everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, +5. Paradox Engine. Yeah, this is a close one, isn't it? Because the cool thing about their deck is that they're just on the brink of always killing you if everything works out just fine. If everything works out fine, they're on the brink of killing you at all times. Do I want to Oswald into something? Into a 4 mana thing? Yeah, I can 4 mana into... Yeah, let's Oswald into... Let's transmute that wand. That's a cool wand, but I just often have it in the deck to as a sacrificial thing to go get a 4 mana thing. From here, I could do an Aether Flux where every time I cast a spell I gain more life, but it's more about... It's not quite about life, it's about just having blockers. So if I bring in a Solemn, I want Traxos, but it'll come in tapped. So let's just bring in Solemn to bring in just a blocker and a land. And Mystic Forge on that. Sure, let's play an artifact off the top. Traxos is there anyway for me to play it next turn. Cool. Yes, I'm going to draw Traxos off the top. Perfect. Now I could, because Paradox automatically untaps, and I can then Oswald one more time. Yeah, let's Oswald one more time into a Sleeper Dart, 2 mana into a 3 mana. What do we want for 3 mana? Not much there. Okay, Cloister Gargoyle will be a blocker plus. That's me. Scry. Actually, I could have gone into the 3rd dungeon and done damage and just really made them feel that they're on death's door. Yeah, I think on that one I should have gone to the 3rd dungeon. The 3rd dungeon is each player loses 1 life. Next turn, each player loses 2 life unless they discard a card. Since they have no cards, they'd have to lose 2 life. And then the next, another 2 life damage. So I should have done the 3rd one, but okay, we got lots of blockers now. We have a 4/4 first strike unblocked, untapped. We got a 3/3, we got a 1/1, we got a 2/2 which draws a card. We got a 0/4. So I don't think there's too much that they can do. They can summon their Hydra's Growth. Okay, cool. That won't matter until next turn. If they attack with it, then they're gonna miss a blocker. If they attack with it, then they don't have a blocker for my little old 4/4. They'll probably hold it back, which is fine. But then I've got coming up on my hand here a Revoke Existence, which will let me exile their Hydra. But that'll create another spider, because that's a non-creature spell. Alright, opponent, what are you doing? Okay, passing. Very good. So, let's Mystic Forge, get rid of that land off the top. Okay, we will summon Traxos. I always call it Krug, but it's Traxos, Scourge of Krug. But anyway, let's summon a big old scary 4/4. Paradox Engine untaps. This is when the opponent might lose their will to live. Then we will play... What do we want to do here? I want to exile that. Yeah, let's exile. We got to give him a spider. Let's exile their... Actually, I should have done Oswald and then this spell. Then that would have paradoxed me. Yeah, slight misplay there. Okay, so we'll just pass on the... We'll just pass on that equipment onto Traxos next turn for the moment. Let's crack... Okay, we can maybe do this. Let's crack this 1 mana into a 2 mana thing. Or actually, wait a minute. I could crack the 0 mana. No, it's a 2 mana. It's a 2 mana. Okay, let's crack the 1 mana into a 2 mana. Let's go grab another amazing equipment. This one will be good. Let's go grab Blackblade Reforged. We'll equip it. Not quite yet. Let's just get rid of the thing off the top. Another land, great. Okay. Let's try to turn it night today. Yep. Draw a card off of that, sure. That's another land off the top, amazing. Okay. Let's see here. Well, we'll just see if we can draw a card off of Solemn. See if they don't think that I've got something in hand. They're going to block it, of course. They're down to 5 life. There's no green board wipe, so we'll be fine. There's a lot of big, scary green creatures, of course. They have lots of mana. Okay, they're going to block that. Perfect. Draw me a card. Draw me that worthless card off the top. Alright, let's drop this. Play that off the top. That untaps Oswald, so I can untap my Mana Rock. Draws me a card. It's a pretty cool thing off the top, but let's crack with Oswald. I think we've got one final thing. I've only got one 3-mana thing left. That'll be the Unstable Obelisk, which kills anything. So put that onto the field. Exile one more thing off the top. Another land. Oh, my lands are stuck here. I'm down... I was going to say I'm down to 15. Technically, I didn't play any spells that turn. Everything that I did last turn were no spells. So, yeah, let's draw a card. And there's another land right there. Wow. Alright, opponent, what you got? Okay. You're going to try to do your... You're going to try to do your... Okay, actually, this is... Yeah. Huh. Okay, I need to block with everything. Almost everything, because this is going to be game over. So, the thing that doesn't have... Okay, so how do we want to do this? Definitely keep that there. You might have attacked there in full haste without thinking too hard. Then we're going to... Actually, wait a minute. If I can first... Yes, I should first strike kill that, then everything loses death touch. Yes, that's how we do it. First strike kill that, everything loses death touch. Then, just in case, we'll toss things all over the place over here. Yeah, don't rush me. What's the thing? That's got real death touch. We'll just block that there, block that there, block that there, and then lastly that. Yeah, these things need to gain death touch. So we'll be okay. 678, 678, 678. That should work if my calculations are right. If not, okay, the game went well, so I think we're good. We get one poison counter. Perfect. So we made it. Let's pass on the sky. Well, actually, let's do it with freaking Black Blade right here. Okay. Whew. That was a good one. So I almost didn't see that that thing. They, in their zealotry to finally alpha strike me, they thought they had plenty of attackers, and they had a very good thing on board, which was the Serith giving all the creatures death touch. So I was definitely dead. But then I remembered that I've got first strike. So if that creature's not on the battlefield, they don't have death touch anymore. There was only one final creature with death touch, and I was safe to go back to safe to get one more poison. And then they were either on the edge of their seat, or they're like, I got this, and then they were surprise Pikachu face at the very end. So thank you very much. So that's what I'm saying about this deck. It can, it's got answers. It's got this toolbox. It's got either built-in removal with board wipes, a couple board wipes, or a couple of O-ring effects, a couple of disenchant effects. So it can deal with stuff that way. It's got a couple of remove any permanent types of effects. And then the big thing is just getting Oswald to transmute artifacts from one into the other. So tutoring artifacts that I want. And I've got a bunch of artifacts with utility. That Mystic Forge that was letting me exile the top if I didn't like it was working very well. And Paradox Engine, I forget that can work very, very, very well. I sometimes don't think Paradox Engine can do more than it does, which is whenever you cast a spell, untap any non-land permanent. Which I kind of think about it as just my mana rocks. But no, that was very helpful with untapping Oswald himself. And then my Mystic Forge, which let me just shuffle a lot of things out of the top of the graveyard to look for answers. So that was a good one there. We'll take our first break in just a little bit. It's coming up to the first hour in just a moment. Keeps asking a question. At the moment, I haven't tried it yet. Okay, so we'll play a little bit more. So what keeps asking in the Discord is, has anyone tried the Opens? So there's a big tournament going on at the moment. This is another one of these where I think you can win like real money. You get a let's check in on where we're at the Edgar sleeves. No, I'm gonna open it when we're on the stream, so don't worry that I'll open it without you all seeing it. But where we're at the moment with that is Mastery Tree. We're 2 slots away. We need to get 1 ball. And once we get our second ball, we can we'll have all the balls in the ball bag. And then we'll be able to get the Edgar sleeve. So how far away are we from the next balls? We're 3 level. No, that's for the other track. That's for the track that you pay for. So okay, we're on level 33 here. We got some packs coming up for several levels, and then There's a ball there, level 45, so 11 levels away. I think you can climb maybe 2 levels per day or so. So there might be 5 more days for the next one. So maybe next week we'll be close, when we do the stream next week, we'll be close to that next orb. Not ball, I guess, orb. And then after that, one more orb. So from 45 to 65, I believe. Yep, 65. So then 20 levels beyond that. They don't make it easy. They really want you to get onto that other tier. And yes, all of these cool rewards look really cool. Look at all these cool rewards I could have gotten. So, really cool Chandra sleeve, sexy Soren, a little bat, and then card style, who cares? So then packs, 2 orbs, packs, orbs, gold, mythic rewards, orbs, packs, draft token. So, and a monetary value, it is worth it to go that route, but it's money. And I'm one of the players that I get what I want out of Arena, so I'm not investing any. I've never invested any real money into. That's a cool one. I think that's Sigarda. It says right there, right? Yeah, Sigarda summons Exquisite Sleeve. I've never invested any real money into Arena, and there's been a lot of cool stuff, of course, but I've been fine with what's available. And I was just saying a moment ago, on the Arena Open, it's 25,000. I'm trying to remember if they raised it from 20 to 25, or was it always 25? I don't remember, but if you do enter, this is the cutthroat event. This format is it? Oh, it's a draft, single match, and such. Anyway, I don't feel I've played this format enough to be good at draft yet, so I'm not going to spend 25,000 on this. It has a really cool sleeve, but it's a lot of investment, and what I would want is packs. So let's open a few packs, then we'll take the first break, then we'll change up a little bit of the gameplay. The pay line, that's a good question. We can see it over here. Go to the store. 3,400 gems. I have gems. I've got plenty of gems. Maybe I can spend it that way. Mastery set. I'm either using gems to... I also got some new cute emojis. Oh, sorry, it looks hilarious. I use gems for either... Oh, that's a pretty cool Olivia sleeve. I use the gems for drafts and the like, pretty much, I guess. And also for an ego thing, I suppose, because gems are way more valuable than gold. I guess I kind of feel like, yeah, I got 11,000 gems. Real talk. I'm like, yeah, I've been sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. No big deal. I've been in the early access event. Whatever. Yeah, I got 11,000 gems. No problem. And that's, I don't know how mentally healthy it is to think like that sometimes. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. That's a good point, Mark. Maybe I'll just, if it only costs 3,400 gems, why don't I go for it? And anyway, it'll also give me all of the rewards I've missed so far. It's not like I'm going to miss anything. It's going to retroactively give me everything that I've missed so far for this investment. It's only 3,400 gems. I thought it was real money for some reason. I guess at one point I put it in my mind that it was some sort of Wizards cash grab, literally cash, but it's not cash. So it is $5 to get 2,500 gems and 5 packs of standard. But it's gems, and I've got gems. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that. Well, we'll do that. This will be the first time I ever do the I don't. The pet is cute, but I'm not going to switch my pet. I'm going to stay with my Black Lotus, which I think is a very kind of a rare pet. So I'm going to stay with the Black Lotus pet, and I'm going to stay with Vivian as well as my avatar here. So I wouldn't change the pet or the avatar, but I like that sleeve, and we'll get all those orbs, and then we'll get the Edgar sleeve. So yeah, let's do that in just a moment. Let's open these packs. I'll take my first break. We'll buy the pass, and then together we'll open up the Mastery Pass for the first time ever. I've never used it before, so that'll be fun. And we'll open up this old vintage set. No one even knows this. Like, only paper boomers even remember this set from back in the old days. Strixhaven, School of Mages. There's been like 7 sets since then, so... Anyway, Strixhaven. This is where we had the Mystical Archive. We got a Negate with amazing art, but I've already got 7 playsets of them. Witherboom Pledge Mage. Beaming Defiance, amazing art. Combat Professor, pretty cool art, but on the art you kind of get lost at what you're looking at, because the head of the bird person, I think the white blends in with too much of the white around the whole piece, and they were on track with putting a dark part of the building behind their head, but I think you kind of like get a jumble of what am I looking at. It would have been slightly stronger. Here I am giving free advice to an obviously professional artist, but it would have been slightly stronger if they had put more definition in the head of the shape of the head by moving down those that big ol' collar that's sticking up. That collar that's sticking up, that's kind of blending with the side of the head, just doesn't give you a good shape of that head, as if it was a silhouette. You'd see it more obviously, I think. I loved the art on Fracture. That must look really nice in real life in foil. But we have all of those faces. A happy face, scared face, determined face, anguished face. Huh. What would you all say here on the expressions? So, starting from the bottom left. That seems like a happy face. Then we have a startled face. Clockwise bottom left. We have a happy face, a startled face, a determined, angry face, another happy face apparently, and then an anguished face. So how do you all see these faces here in the Fracture? 2 happy faces, 1 anguished face, 1 startled face, 1 angry face. Battle ready, battle cry type of face. 2 mana, instant, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. 2 mana to destroy a planeswalker. What a world we live in. Back in the day, it was the 3 mana Hero's Downfall, double black, +1, and which they brought back in the latest set anyway. So here, 2 mana, although you've got to be in Dimir colors. Sorry, in Witherbloom colors. Your Defiance is amusing, little mage. It's time you learn how fragile you really are. Alright, we got the votes for what I said. Love to hear it. And we've got the Mentor's Guidance. We got an amazing Negate. And the rare here is... Alright, a dual land. Those are always useful. Not really playing Lorehold colors often. My Nahiri deck is the only one that's sort of Boros, but those are always useful. Yeah, cool stuff in this pack, plus a wild card. All right, let's move on to another one. Here's Innistrad Midnight Hunt, the previous set. I remember that they have not revealed the names of the 2 new sets coming soon. You're taking out for the day? Okay, thanks for hanging out so far, Stevie, if you're taking off, but thanks for hanging out, and also thanks for the game earlier today of IRL Commander. It was pretty fun. Your deck did definitely get more optimized, a little bit speedier. Look through your collection to see if you have many cards related to card draw. At a certain point you ran out of cards So if you find any cards in your collection that have card draw, consider picking a couple up. Now you are in blue, so consider cards like Opt. I think you've got an Opt in there already, but other cards like that. There's also a brand new card called Consider, which is kind of an Opt as well. And maybe pick up a couple of cards from the new set. It might not be pirate focused, but if you get some good blue card draw, I think that might be useful, because you got to a point where you had played all your stuff and then you needed more card draw. But I was saying here that before the names of this new set were revealed, it was still hush hush, like here comes a vampire set, here comes a werewolf set, here comes a vampire set, and they weren't revealing the name yet. And I listened to Mark Rosewater's podcast every week where he talks about Magic, and he accidentally revealed the name, and he didn't mention anything like, oops, I shouldn't have said that, because he famously doesn't edit his shows. He just records and he puts it up there, and that's terrifying to me, because when I do my own YouTube videos, I'm definitely editing my videos, because I don't have a script, and I don't really like working on scripts, and I record my videos and I cut out all of my ums and uhs and all of that and pauses. But he does his shows without any editing, and he accidentally said the names of these sets, but he didn't call attention to it. But I thought, wow, we know the names. Anyway, here's the werewolf set. Let's see what good stuff. Plummet, good old Plummet. This art on this one is also kind of hard to tell what's going on. If you kind of look at it a little bit, you see something plummeting, which to me it looks like an ogre, but obviously ogres don't really fly. But I guess this type of, I guess it's just a scary vampire that's plummeting. Celestial Sanctifier, I would love to see that as a cosplay. I think that looks like some amazing cosplay with that big old hat and then just the flowing robes, and even with that, I know it's got a name, but what do you call that? I'm not religious, so I don't really know it, but what's that thing that definitely looks like a Catholic mass sort of thing with the smoke of something or other. So select Celestus Sanctifier. Oh, wait a minute, I just noticed for some reason you have a different name on that. Huh? When did you do that? Did you do that during the stream or before you joined the stream? I just recognize you by your icon, but I saw you change your name there, so that's cool. You want to tell us about it? Or you gotta go, I guess, but you changed your YouTube name, so you gotta tell us a story sometime. Dawn Heart Rejuvenator, 4 mana, Human Warlock, 2/4. Gain some life, add some mana. Lunarch Veteran, Luminous Phantom. We got a Disturb card. Really cool art on this Arrogant Outlaw. The debased remnants of the Falconwrath bloodline prowl the passes near their ruined castles. Flame Channeler. Oh, I keep saying I want to send an email to my friend Margaret. She's also a college professor, and she's in the English department, but she's also an avid astronomer. And I want to send her this joke about like, hey, here's a magic card all about you. You don't know what it's called, but it could be a smoking mace. That's even better, right? It's a mace plus a fire-filled mace. So I'm going to send this to Margaret. I'm going to send this to our group and say, hey, Margaret, they finally made a magic card about you, because she is into astronomy. And here we have an obsessive astronomer. So it's day-night stuff going on, draw cards and so forth, Flame Channeler, and the rare here is Angel Fire Ignition, 3 mana sorcery, put 2 +1s on a creature. It gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until end of turn. That's really fun. You can flashback it to do it again for 4 mana. So make the creature stronger, give it Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste. That's fun. And the next time you give it another plus. And we got some Innistrad Crimson Vow packs I've picked up. Nature's Embrace, 4 mana, enchant a creature or land, give a creature +2, or give the land +2. This is kind of really cool modular design, how the one card can do multiple things. Either on a creature it does one thing, or on a land it does another. It's an interesting space. This is some pretty grotesque artwork. The Grisly Ritual. You don't really see too much, but it's like pretty bad what's happening here. Flavor text. You can always tell who's new from the screaming. Tinoa, Skirkguard Cultist. Destroy target creature or planeswalker and create 2 bloods. Then we have the little fungus wolf. The mushrooms growing on the wolf's fur possess curative properties, incredible enough to tempt many alchemists into risking their lives to track one down. So it's a 2/4 on your turn, it's a 2/2 on their turn. Cruel Witness. This is another kind of abstract art. I don't fully see what's going on, although I do see people hung in the background. I'm not a prude stuff, but I think that's a little bit too realistic. If there were like skeletons and so forth, that'd be more palatable, but I don't know if I want to see like actual hanging corpses. That you see that on the news. I don't want to see that in a Magic card. But got a lot of eyeballs all over those wings, and then like headlights or something coming at you. It's a bird horror. This is the one that I always confuse. I always confuse the Flourishing Hunter and the Sporeback Wolf. So which do you all like better? Do you like this more regal horned wolf with fungus on its fur? Or do you like this one without the horns, with the fungus? So this one's got luminous fungus. This one's not luminous. Personally, I like this, the composition of this one a lot more. I like that it's a little bit closer. You know that I always like art that's a little bit closer to the subject. Some cool splashes of those red flowers. Not used to kind of seeing those red flowers in the foliage that I'm used to. This is a little bit. Background's a little bit more boring, I think. But I guess you're also supposed to get a sense that this is literally a really big wolf, big bad wolf. It's a 6/6, so I'm sure those aren't even. Yeah, those are not twigs. Those are just big old trees. So both of these fungi dogs must be pretty fun guys that are dogs. Do you say fungi or fungi? That's a big old 6/6. Then we got the Bloodsworn Squire. Like the art on that. Alluring Suitor is also really cool. Really cool art. I have that in real life, and it looks really nice in real life. The rare is a dual land. Those are always good. I don't really use a lot of the Golgari lands, also known as. Oh wait, I made a mistake. Silver Quill is the new name for Orjav, and Witherbloom is the new name for Golgari, and Lorehold is for Boros. Prismari is it? Opening the next one here. Estvald Shield Bearer. That's really bordering on like cartoony art that Magic doesn't do as much as before. It's very angular and styled. I like it. And then those zombies that human soldier is just trampling down on. If you notice, I haven't really noticed it until right now when I really stop and look. So that's one of the fun reasons why we lovingly open these booster packs on stream, so we can kind of see the details that we might miss. But that big old shield bashing those zombies, that's almost cartoony style, secret layer style that they don't do on main Magic as much. You know, compared to this is the standard Magic art. Very, very good. This is obviously also very good from Wayne Reynolds versus Joshua Raphael. But this is clearly the more realistic style that is the Magic de facto style. I like them all, but I tend toward a little bit more towards the cartoony style. Militia Rallier, 3 mana, 3/3, cannot attack alone, attacks untap stuff. Pyre Spawn and 6/4 Elemental, Dawnheart Disciple, 2/2 Warlock, Get a +1 wild card. Edgar's Awakening, 5 mana sorcery. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. When you discard this, you may pay black. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's a vague madness cost. Vaguely. Although with madness you still... I never understood madness properly. You discard something, then you can play the lower casting cost, but it still goes to the graveyard, something like that. So anyway, 5 mana to do a return. Well, here, speaking of Hero's Downfall, so here's the 3 mana instant, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Another land. This one's just very parasitic, however, meaning that it only attaches itself to certain sets. Well, if you're doing a tribal vampire deck, either give you colorless mana or tap plus life, tap plus pay a life, generate mana of any color, and can only be used for vampire spells. So it's a very tribal land, and then you can make blood. Couple more boosters, then we'll take the break. Ooh, got a wild card over there. Weaver of Blossoms starts off as a 2 something, my counter's blocking it, and then transforms into a 3/4. Syncopate, counterspell. Mind Leech Ghoul, really cool art on that, pretty disturbing. That tongue is all twisting up like a curly Q. Mind Leech Ghoul, 2 mana, 2/2 with exploit. When this enters, if you exploited something, each opponent exile a card from their hand. So if you've got something to sacrifice as you enter this, actually you can do it to itself. So you can pay 2 mana to bring this creature in for a moment, and then have the opponent discard a card. But if you've got another creature as sacrificial fodder, you can keep your 2/2 and then have them discard as well. Yeah, getting a lot of cards marked as first. That's always nice. Lacerate Flesh. Oh, and remember, we've also got cards to open in real life, so we'll open one right after the break, or maybe we'll do it before the break. Rot Tide Gargantua. It's a big old 5/4 zombie Kraken. Dawnhart Geist. It's a 1/3. Got a wild card, and the rare is Graph Reaver. 2 mana, 3/3. Exploit. When it exploits, destroy a creature at the beginning of your upkeep. Deals 1 damage to you. So it damages you a little bit for a 3/3 with exploit. Sky Warp Scab, Cruel Witness, Adamant Will, Stitched Assistant, really nice art. Mulch, with a lot of corpses in the ground. Twin Blade Geist, cool art. Undead Butler, pretty disturbing art. And then the rare, ooh, another wild card. Okay. Cool, those are all my virtual packs. I almost forgot that I have real packs, so let me ask you this. We'll definitely open packs, but let me ask you this. Stevie, are you still on the stream? If you're still on the stream, let's open one real-life booster pack, and then you can take off for the night, perhaps. If you already took off, then I'll take my break, and then we'll come back, then we'll open it, do some more gameplay. But having more people on the stream to see the... seems like you're still there. I got a lot of... I've noticed that when I switched to my new... software, it's got a lot of lag, but I'm getting used to it, I guess. So yeah, let's open a real life booster pack. Let me just lock the exposure because that's gonna be annoying. Plus the focus. Just one moment. Keep the exposure right there, and we'll set the focus. right there. So I know I keep saying I'm about to take a break, but definitely after this. Let's open this booster pack here. Real life cards. Not gonna spend a lot of time on every single card. Let's see what we get in real life. Heron Blessed. Actually, wait a minute. Set that. Let me set that one more time. Okay, better. And focus right there. Alright, Heron Blessed Geist. It's a 3/3. Kessig Flame Breather. It's a 1/3. Steelclad Spirit. It's another 3/3 with Defender. There's Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. 2 mana for a 2/2. Moldagraph Millipede. We've been talking about Millipede and Centipede and all those vintage games. We've seen this one before. It's the amazing art for the new Dark Ritual. Nature's Embrace just opened this one virtually. Selhoff and Tumor. 2 mana 1/3. Spore Crawler. We've opened up this fungus before. Weary Prisoner. This is the Flip Werewolf over here. Magma Pummeler. X red 0/0. When it enters, you put X counters on it. If damage would be dealt to this, instead prevent that damage. So it has prevent damage will stop death touch, but then it loses counters based on the number of damage that it would have taken. And when those counters get removed, it deals that much damage to any target. This is a really interesting design, because if you can pump in, let's say, 5 mana into this, you've got 7 mana, you turn this into a 5/5. So it blocks a 1/1, and it gets weaker. It kills a 1/1, but then it gets weaker by 1, and then that 1 can ping something else. Plus, again, it prevents death touch. It stops death touch, because death touch nowadays works as any amount of damage sufficient to destroy this. Any amount of damage is enough to kill this creature. Is what nowadays is death touch. And so this literally says prevents damage. Then it's anti-death touch. Got one of these arts. I already have plenty of these in my collection. The art is kind of weird on this one. It's this collage style, like a family portrait where you have someone's face and then someone's face here. You know, that style of portraiture where they've got the two faces in the one painting, which is such a, I don't know, 80s style. And here it's a hedge maze, and someone's lost in the hedge maze. And this aristocrat is, and I can't tell what that expression is. If she's, I would have had like, yes, I'm gonna get you, my pretty, type of expression. But this is a very interesting, obviously 10,000 times better than what I could do. This is very interesting art. Very interesting art. And then it's one of the new showcase borders, one of these new fancy borders. 4/2 Vampire Assassin. Oh, we opened this one virtually. Bloodsworn Squire comes back with Disturb. Ooh, very nice here. It's one thing getting dual lands on Arena, but it's way better getting dual lands in real life. So here is a full art Boros / Lorehold dual land, full art, number 285 out of 277. It's funny how, not funny, it's annoying how, until recently, so down here, it tells you your collector number, right? So it's 97 out of 277. Until recently, all cards beyond the main set also had whatever out of 277. Recently, they started to print it that now they don't put the max number anymore. It's just 285. So the regular cards are 277. And then beyond that, oh, here's another example. The showcase cards, for example, this one is 296 out of 276. And for whatever reason, they stopped printing that maximum number. I think it's still useful, but took it out. And anyway, this is a really nice full art dual land for red and white decks. Red and white decks. Sundown Pass enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. So this is, I think they're calling these the new Czech lands or the new Tango lands. They call them Tango because the saying goes, it takes 2 to tango. So, or they call them Czech lands because you have to check something before this actually works. Well, if it's turn 1, no problem. Play it turn 1, and then from then on, you've got a dual land. Beyond that, when it matters, you have to wait until turn 3 to play this untapped. Full art swamp. Blood token. Joined in unholy matrimony. And a proxy card. So again, I have not gotten 1, 2, or 3 out of these. Very odd. I've gotten 4 through 9, but I haven't gotten 1 through 3 to create the full panorama. You can't. My camera's overexposed. But that's my first pack. I'm gonna take my first break. Got a few more packs to open up as time goes on. Some more gameplay to do. Deck building and the like, perhaps. And we will be right back. Alright everyone, we are back. We're jumping all over the place with the event schedule, but that's okay because what I want to do is a snack chat, and I have a beverage. Hey Gabe, how are you doing? You're right on time for the snack chat. And we've got here Olipop. Olipop? Classic root beer. This is like a hipster soda because it's got probiotics and whatever fancy terms nowadays. Maybe that might focus one day. So it's a sparkling tonic, and it's just a fancy way of saying soda pop, right? So I've had some of these other flavors. I think there's been regular cola and maybe like a strawberry thing. I think I've even done it on the stream, reminded me. I don't quite remember. I know I have not done this one yet. So we're gonna get to open this one up here, and it's got a bunch of writing all over the place. It's plant-powered, microbiome approved. I'm sure that's a real thing. Prebiotics, botanicals, plant fiber. Now, does something really have fiber if it's simply liquid? That doesn't make sense, does it? It's gluten-free, vegan, no sugars added, and paleo. Please recycle. And the ingredients are purified water, Ola Smart, which is a proprietary thing of chicory root, which is an ingredient to coffee alternatives. Jerusalem artichoke, interesting. Kudzu root. Isn't kudzu an invasive species that is destroying continents throughout the world? Cassava fiber, cassava syrup, marshmallow root, slippery elm bark, nopal cactus, which is redundant because nopal means cactus in Spanish, but this is cactus. Calendula flower. So that's their trademarked ingredient. Number 1 is water. Number 2 is Ola Smart, which was all of that I just read. Continuing, apple juice, lemon juice, organic root beer flavor extract, stevia, burdock root, pink rock salt, vanilla bean essence, sweet birch, and this is made in Oakland, California, which is around a 2-hour drive north of here. So that's what I'm going to open as the snack chat. I'm going to pour it right here so we can all see it. So root beer, that's good for your gut. Yep, that's what they're trying to sell. I just woke up the cat over there. He hasn't come on the stream yet. He was very bad at the vet. He was actually hissing at the vet. That's the first time I ever see him. I saw 2 behaviors from the cat that I never see. He's always frisky and such, but I saw him for the first time when he was in his little carrier. He was crying, meow, 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 the whole drive there. It wasn't a very long drive, but he was crying the whole drive. And then when we were at the vet, when the vet was trying to get her heart beat monitor thing, he was just hissing at her several times. She was laughing it off, but he was hissing at her, so I hadn't seen that before. So it does have a dark color, which is always cool for root beer. Has a classic scent of root beer, but with a little bit of that probiotic smell, which is the kombucha fermented type of scent, somewhat towards the vinegary flavors, as kombucha can be. Kombucha, not konbucha, but kombucha. Pretty sweet. Classic root beer first taste, and then aftertaste as the flavor's still in your mouth. So I think it's a very good classic root beer flavor. I guess actually tasting it, I taste less of the fermentation kombucha related flavors more than I smelled. I think I can smell it just like tinging things, the kombucha fermentation flavors, but tasting it, I don't taste those flavors, which I appreciate because I don't know if I would have fully liked the kombucha flavors encroaching on the root beer flavors. I'm still skeptical that they claim that they use this and that root and the X amount of fiber. Isn't it literally that a liquid just a liquid can't really even have fiber, and this doesn't taste like it's got any chunks or anything at all, any fiber or anything. And so this claims to have only 2 grams of sugar. That's good. 9 grams of fiber. Is the fiber so microscopic that I cannot taste any grit? I don't taste any chunks at all of anything. I almost don't believe that it has any fiber. We can do this. I can put the light this way here. Look at this cool light show. And as you can see, that doesn't seem to have anything, doesn't seem to have any solids. Way better special effects than the last J.J. Abrams movie. It's got a good amount of fizziness as well. So we will give it 4.5 out of 5 skulking killers. So it was a pretty killer beverage. Not sure of the painting. Horn. That name doesn't sound familiar. And I haven't been in the painting department myself in a while. So, let's do this. I don't know, is this even proper, but let's do this. If you go over to the website, ratemyprofessors.com, that is like the Yelp of colleges. Yes, you can look me up there if you want as well. And I'm going to let's look up that professor. Oh, here we go. Look up professor by name. What's their first name? There's 367 horny professors. So if you could be more specific about what is their name, if you just let me know there, and then we can find them and get a little bit of info if anyone said anything about them. Greg Horn does not have good ratings. 2.4 out of 44 ratings. Psychology. Let's see what people say. If you like offbeat, confusing jokes, this is your guy. Not especially difficult in grading, but be prepared. He's kind of a trip. General psychology is pretty boring and dry, so it was a little bit more interesting with the professor teaching. That's not enough to give a 2.0 quality, I would say. Worst professor I've ever had in my life. I had him for psychology, a subject I was interested in prior to the class, and he ruined it for me. You can't understand a word he said because he mumbles. He goes off on tangents when lecturing, and he's unclear about all of his assignments. I will never take one of his classes ever again. Prudence. Their name is Prudence Horn. Okay, let's look them up. Prudence Horn. Prudence Horn, art department, 17 ratings, 4.5 out of 5. Okay, great. 85% would take their class again. I never understood this level of difficulty. Is it better or worse between 1 and 5? If someone has level difficulty 1, that means that they're easy, but is that good? And if you got a level difficulty of 4, meaning harder, but is that bad? So they're saying here this is a 1.6, so not too hard, but is that good? Because then if an instructor's too easy, then are you getting your full knowledge? As someone says here, very recently, It's an easy A if you do all the assignments. I had her online with no set meetings and didn't struggle. She gives you about 20 to 30 pages to read from the textbook, about 2 to 3 written assignments each week, no tests or quizzes. This must be a different class than the one you're going to take, because this is more of a art theory class, apparently. If you make a mistake in your assignment, she lets you resubmit. Use art vocabulary and she'll love you. So yes, definitely. You gotta brush up on your isms. Surrealism, Dadaism, Impressionism, Expressionism, Modernism, Futurism, Fauvism. How many more art movements can we think about? 20th century art movements. Art Deco, Art Nouveau, Baroque art. So yeah, just say all those things. Make sure you're writing them down. And then, according to this, she'll love you. From all your years of using Rate Your Professor, I never understood the rating system. Well, they've got the main system. Overall quality, the higher that is, the better, quote, the instructor is. The level of difficulty, I also never fully understood it. The would take again, I think, is a good value to say that people would take their class again. So the higher that, the better. These top tags are useful because it shows that a lot of people say that this instructor is caring, hilarious, respected, they would take again, and gives good feedback. So that's how I understand those ratings. Exorcism. And then this person says, awful. I was excited about this class because I've never taken an art class before. Boy, was that a mistake. I got 2 50% on assignments with little feedback. For example, Professor Horn said, not quite, on one of them. Super helpful. That is helpful, of course. You wrote something and it was not quite the right answer, so... Anyway, I took the withdrawal, and I guess I'm the only one was not informed I could resubmit assignment. Yeah, this doesn't deserve to give that instructor a bad grade. This is all on the fault of the student, that they didn't realize it. That was obviously communicated during lectures or the syllabus, but they didn't realize that they could resubmit, and then they were doing so bad they were going to quit the class, and then they gave the instructor a bad grade because they were doing badly. So I would discount that. 5.0. It was an easy... Oh, Katie already read that one. Professor Horn really valued the in-class time you spent on Canvas. She only gives you about 2 to 3 assignments per week. Only 2 to 3 per week? I give 1 per week, and I think that's a lot. She only gives out about 2 to 3 assignments per week, and was always super sweet and left encouraging comments. If you used artistic vocabulary. So there's another person saying that she loves artistic vocabulary. So you got to make sure whatever terms that you read that week, make sure you make a note of those vocabulary terms, especially if you don't know them. The golden ratio, force perspective, 2-point perspective. What are other fancy art terms? Converging lines. Impasto painting technique, chiaroscuro painting technique. I don't teach art, but I like it, and I remember enjoying these art history classes when I took them. Fun fact, when I took my art history class, I was such a teacher's pet. I brought to the attention to the instructor the episode of The Simpsons where Homer has an adventure in art. Anyone remember that episode? I believe it was called Homer versus Art. And he suddenly became an outsider artist. He created these rage sculptures. He was trying to build his outdoor grill, and he got so angry he destroyed it. And then some art snob thought, this is amazing art, and they put him in a gallery. He became famous. And then Homer has a dream when he falls asleep in the museum, and he meets all of these artists. Andy Warhol beats him up with soup cans and stuff. So I told the instructor, hey, do you know about this episode of The Simpsons that's all about art? And so I I brought it on VHS to him to play on in the middle of class. So I gave everyone 30 minutes off of class for us to all watch a Simpsons episode. And I was the hero of the day. This is way too self-indulgent. We should get back to some gameplay. Yes, that's too indulgent. Let's get back to some gameplay. So, I'm gonna play this Oswald deck a little bit more. If we get enough votes in the chat, should we read a couple of my reviews? Anyone interested in me reading my reviews, or is that too self-aggrandizing? You can read them yourself, of course. I can put them up on the chat here. We can enjoy them together, or we can vote no and just keep playing more Magic. Yarok decks. This is always a challenge. Honestly, I wouldn't really even play this opponent. Awesome, watching Simpsons during class. Exactly, we watched The Simpsons and it was a fun time. Yarok decks are always extremely annoying. You get to a point where they just get inevitable. Gotta vote for yes, please. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with myself. This is not a fun deck to play against. I'm not gonna give it the old college try. Yarok decks get to a certain point where they just have inevitability, and if you don't dismantle their huge combo, it's gonna be horrific. You might have written one back in the day at some time when you took my class. That's cool. Thank you for that. You took art and tech drawing at college, got kicked out of both because you wanted to draw what you wanted to draw. That's often the downfall of any organized education, that there does have to be structure, and then unfortunately there are plenty of students that sort of organized structure isn't for them. And perhaps as education advances, maybe if you took classes nowadays, maybe you would have more of a, touchy-feely hippie instructor that would have better suited your needs and nurtured that, like, oh no, don't draw that, draw this is my assignment, and they would have let you draw what you wanted and kept up at it. Alright, so we got an As Foretold. No one ever plays this, but it's a very good card. So, what do I need to do to get rid of it? I can go get the 2-mana Glass Casket, but that targets a creature, not their enchantment. Yeah, let's do that, because that Surveil ability is going to come in very handy, so let's get rid of it. So I can go tutor for removal spell, and then grab that, and then they have that Surveil gone. They're going to get free spells off of that, so I need to... Oops, they missed the land drop. Perfect. Okay. Sorry, opponent. Sorry, not sorry. Let's drop a gargoyle. Let's gain a life. It was born to die. So let's go grab the 3 mana. The 4 mana Panharmonicon. Years later, you took a design class and got a level 1 in it. I think you did a pretty good job drawing now. Okay, good. It turned out better then. Very good. Okay, let's play that. Okay, we'll play a Mana Rock. Play a 2-mana sacrificial creature into 3 mana. Sky Scanner. Draw 2 cards off of Panharmonicon. Nice. You got your free casting cost of 3. Got a blocker in the air. Vicious Vengeance. Okay, they're going to take out my commander. Let's give them the old... Who cares? Can easily resummon it. Actually, they're going to have a counter spell. But that's fine. If I lose it, I lose it. No counter spells. Okay. Cast that. Beautiful. Cast that. Double exile. Equip. My little 1/1 becomes a double equip right there. Attack with that. They have their free casting cost for Etrata now. You love taking drawing with Professor Mason. He let you draw what you wanted as long as it stayed on subject. It would take Mason again if you taught painting. Okay, so we definitely have the Etrata trick that's gonna happen. Although if they hit my commander, it's not actually going to work how you think, which is fine. All right, what can I do? I know what I'll do. All right, this is gonna be so mean. Watch this. They're gonna rage quit after this. They're gonna rage quit after this. We're gonna play this. We're gonna play the 6-mana planar bridge so that we can sacrifice it to go get Meteor Golem. Panharmonicon triggers twice. And how about we wipe both their creatures? Vicious. And then let's draw a card off of that. Play a land. Drop a Maze Mind. And attack. He would take Mason again if he thought painting at another level. You remember taking art design way back? Aw, man, fine. You're gonna get a big old Eternal. So, get that back on board. Chroma's Memorial. They have 5 mana. They have 5 mana for free. Spell Swindle, fine. And I guess we'll draw a card off of that. That Eternal can be removed with a spell. Okay, we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's do some air attacks. Tell me you've got another Dream Eater. Okay. I remember taking art design way back at the college, and your buddy made a pizza based on the colorway. All the pepperonis are complementary colors. Okay, yeah. Definitely bounce that back to my hand because I can cast it and draw 2 cards off of that. Thanks. Help your drawing become brave in your drawing. Skills taught you to take your time and not rush. What teacher did you have, Gabe? Teacher you had was Lady. It took the art design course all the way back over decades, so it was a while. 4 in the air. You sure you want to do that? Let's scry into something. I need a board wipe. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9 mana in total. 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 mana in total. Okay, let's play the commander. Let's play a Sky Scanner, draw 2 cards off of that. They bounce back the wrong card. There's my Wrath. Okay, I just need to make it to the next turn and we should be okay. I need to block that thief. I hate getting my cards stolen. I guess if they hit me... Yeah, they're going to attack me with everything, which is fine. And then I can wipe. If they remove that air blocker, okay, let's see what their attacks are. Probably everything. Yeah, okay. That'll work fine. Don't want you to steal my stuff. You're gonna hit me, you're gonna exile something, probably my commander, although that won't help. Yep, that'll give you an oops, because you're not gonna lose the game. You're not gonna lose the game by continually exiling my commander. Because it doesn't count in the exile zone. Please recast your commander. There we go. And then we've got an answer for that. So, final scry. Idyllic Tutor I can go get, and then I can go get an enchantment. But before that, let's try this board wipe. Yep. Then the opponent is agog. And let's go get an Idyllic Tutor just so that they know that what I've got in my hand is going to be removal. Treasure map. Scry into something. Foretell something for free. You've got 8 whole mana to foretell into whatever you want. Mnemonic Betrayal. Oh no, that's a good one. Exile all opponents' graveyards. You may cast spells for them for free. Oh, that's going to be really good. They need to pay 7 mana. Yeah, they're going to steal something really good. And that's an amazing art. So yeah, take whatever you want. Probably the Meteor Golem would be best. You get to destroy one thing, which is not that impressive. Oh, a Chroma. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Let's give him a thumbs up for that. I've never been able to use that. Wait, they can't cast all my things for free. They can only cast one thing at a time, right? Oh no, they're just doing their treasure. Okay. I've never been able to cast that Mnemonic Betrayal, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? So anyway, they took my haste enabling thing, which is fine. I do have disenchant, so if I can pull that, all their plans go to naught. That's not exactly what I need, but it's more card draw, so we'll play that. 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I have 10 mana? Yes. They're going to cast their commander. Actually, how much? Yeah, they're going to cast their commander. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, they can't cast their commander yet. Okay. Cannot cast their commander yet. We'll be okay. 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10 mana. Just checking. Oops. Nope. Okay. So cast the Wellspring, draw a card off of that. 2 cards off of that. Love that Panharmonicon. Alright, got an Ornithopter. Alright. They're at 9 mana as foretold. Their commander costs 10 mana. Ooh, Zereth. Fine, it cannot attack. Oh, it can attack, okay. Oh, but this, if it's unblocked. If it's unblocked or if it does any damage. Return or whatever. When this deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard into the battlefield. Fine. Take what you want. I don't know if I have anything too amazing in the graveyard. Oh, Meteor Golem. Fine. Well, yeah, have fun with my deck. Alright. Let's set up... for some good stuff. Double draw off of that. There we go. We'll get that Doom Scar ready. They can free cast their commander now. It will have haste. That's fine. Okay, so they'll obviously attack with everything. Block that. First strike, nothing to exile. I need 9, 10 mana in total. That's 10. Yeah, I got enough mana. Let's crack this Mind Stone. Okay. 10, 11. You need 12 mana for that. To come back. Do I need that mana? We've got 10, 11. We got enough mana already. That cracks. I should have kept that, and then I should have kept that in hand so that I can discard it via Celestis. Okay. Slight misplay, but we'll be okay. What do they have? Twilight? Okay. Oh yeah, that gas hastes. Whoops. They took my own thing, so okay, that's gonna be a problem. Forgot about that. My own card is gonna be my own downfall, so... Let's try to draw something over here. Yeah, I guess that's game over. Well, maybe Lucky draw something here? Nope. Okay. Yeah, it's game over. My own Achroma's Memorial... my own Achroma's Memorial got me. But when I play that sort of demure deck, that's what I also do, stealing my opponent's stuff. So, I'm dead here because they're gonna be able to free cast their commander, and that's gonna be 3 more damage. That's 2 damage off of the Prophet, 3 more off of Etrata. So that's game over. That's 5 damage in total. I have no way to gain life. Nothing else to do. No way to draw cards. Nothing to sacrifice. So that's it. Losing to my own cool stuff. I guess it's not so bad if it's my own good cards that beat me. It wasn't even their stuff. I was obviously... They stole my Achroma's Memorial, which gave all their stuff haste. They stole my Meteor Golem, which destroyed my own thing. They, stole my stuff to beat me, so I can take some solace in that it was my stuff that that won the game, not them, because I didn't see any. When people play that Etrata deck, they usually have spells to bounce Etrata back to hand so that they don't have to keep paying so much mana to keep doing the Etrata trick. The Etrata trick is when you damage the opponent, she's unblockable, and when you hit the opponent, exile one of their creatures. If the opponent has 3 creatures in exile, you automatically lose the game. That doesn't count for commanders, because commanders don't stay in exile, they go to the command zone. So that's a miscalculation. And second, every time Etrata does her assassination, she shuffles back into the library unless you put her back to the command zone, which adds 2 more mana cost. Now here we're playing an Orzhov deck, so there's obviously going to be removal, but I need to get out my commander to do his thing. I'm 99% sure they're going to have removal. It'll be possibly a waste to put out my commander so early. The whole deck relies on the commander, but fine. I'll be a little bit more conservative in gameplay. I always like to just get Oswald out right away and start doing my transmutation trick. But playing in a black tinged deck is clearly going to be full of removal. Although they didn't remove that last turn, so even if they hit me with removal now, I've got enough mana to resummon Oswald right away, and that'll take up one of their turns, so I guess I'll live with that. Okay, that's working out. Let's... Yeah, here, this will be fun. This will be fun. Solemn. To go get a land. Sorry, Solemn, you were born to die. Which draws me a card. Go transmute it into the 5-mana Meteorite, which lands on the opponent's creature's head, bonks it thusly, gives me a mana rock. Attack with a 0/2, why not, to send a message. Now they have enough mana for Wrath of God, which is not so bad. Tesa. Pretty good, but unfortunately I've got an answer. Another meteor from the sky. Let's transmute this Ginger Brute into an amazing... Got a lot of good 2-drops. Let's do just more card draw for the moment. Get a little greedy. Yeah, let's do that and give some ward onto... When I go for the 2-mana artifacts, maybe to close the game, I often go get Black Blade Reforged. Okay, so they have single mana left, either black... Okay, dead weight, who cares? And then there's a little larger... They're not gonna block this. I can get the Meteorite into a 6-mana. Have a couple 6-mana things. Let's go with... This is the one that everyone hates. You can ask Stevie about this. The God Pharaoh statue. So now everything is more expensive to them. And then let's put a Mystic Forge. Ooh, Platinum Angel, okay. Let's grab that Platinum Angel. Let's get rid of that top land. Play a artifact. right. So... bring out that Platinum Angel at the right time, because right there, Mortify. Gingerbrute, love the art. That one assumes sacrificed it to gain 3 life. Yep, it either attacks or does a little sacrifice. Ooh, Panharmonicon, but I don't fully need it just yet. Guess we can play it. Another land. Okay. Double draws. Sky Scanner will double draw me off of the Panharmonicon. Okay. Portable Hole. I should do that to get rid of that. Card draw. Double card draw. Amazing. Ornithopter. There we go. Gingerbrute is like one of the first arts that they showed about Throne of Eldraine, and I was there live at San Diego Comic-Con 2019 in Mark Rosewater's panel where he showed off the new set. We just started playing a new fun card game. It's digital format only, called Gods Unchained. And it's by an X-Arena UI designer. It's pretty fun. Worth to check out. Thanks for the suggestion on that. Gift of Fangs, sure. Keeps coming back. Okay, so let's play Joyra's Familiar to reduce costs. So Elenda's amazing, but as soon as I get some removal, you'll see some exile effect. Double card draw for that. Love that Panharmonicon. There's Traxos. Let's tap down your commander for a moment. Play a land, play a Traxos. Play an artifact to untap. Sacrifice a 2 mana into a 3 mana. What the enchant here? Cheshire gets +2 as long as it's a vampire, otherwise it gets -2. Okay. Now we'll bring out this Maul. Pass it around a little bit, but for the moment, send it to this humble Ornithopter. Don't need that mana rock for the moment. Or that land. Okay. Anointed Procession's very good in that deck. No need to worry at the moment, however. Sorry, Ornithopter, you've done your thing. Okay. So they untap with an 8/8. Let's see if they attack. I've got 14. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't think they can do 14 damage here. They must have some removal. They might have like I don't know. I would put a Torment of Hailfire here, although I've got plenty of things to sacrifice, so I'd be okay. That'd be a cool top end on an Orzhov deck. Put in a Torment of Hailfire. All right, so you're gonna duplicate your things so much. Look at you, you are amazing. You got 16 1/1s. Got 16 1/1s. Now all your vampires have a whatever. Alright, cool. Well, what I could do here is be invincible with my Platinum Angel. Oops, I should have attacked first. Okay, I need to do that. Let's attack with that. Then let's pass on this. I need better protection for that Platinum Angel. But I can play the 5 mana Planar Bridge. Can I Oswald into something? 4 mana. Yeah, I should go get the Aether Flux Reservoir. Gain some life off of that. Panharmonicon is at... yeah, Panharmonicon. Okay, so... Oh, Paradox Engine. I mean, I should might get the Paradox Engine. Paradox Engine is 5 mana. Do I have anything to sacrifice to go get it? I guess the Cosmos Elixir, although it's giving me life. There's a Wrath. That would be useful. Can I go grab that Wrath right now? Sacrifice this, draw a card. Sure. I don't even want a Wrath because my Platinum Angel is going to keep me alive. But I'll grab that just in case. Okay. Do one more scry, get that land out of the way. I can exile one more land. As long as Platinum Angel doesn't get killed, we're fine. Even though they've got 16 times 2, even though they got 32 damage, I am invincible, as long as Platinum Angel stays alive. It has Ward 1, which is not good, but as long as that Platinum Angel doesn't die, we'll be fine. They've got a black deck. They've done very little removal. Very interestingly, Mortify and Dead Weight was the only removal they've done. That's very surprising. So, hopefully they don't believe in removals. So, come on. Platinum Angel, stay alive. Okay, they don't have removal. We're alive. We are alive. GG opponent. We have 2 mana left. And they spent it. Okay. We're alive. The opponent can do their worst. reading the card explains the card, and I bet they don't know what Platinum Angel does. Or maybe they're, yeah, they might not know what Platinum Angel does. That's fine. Let's do this here. Okay, that'll be useful. No blocks. Alright, so I need to get out of negative territory and then wipe the board. Because they're back to 38 life. So let's play some cards to try to gain life. Actually, let's do some damage in the air. I keep forgetting this. I need to go get Black Blade Reforged. I think I should have done that first. Black Blade Reforged would have given me a huge attack damage. Alright. Planar Bridge. Do I want to go get something with Planar Bridge? Oh, there's Black Blade. Okay, I can play Black Blade off the top. Right there. If I equip it, will it scare them enough to see that they're dead? That's a 21-21 in the air. Beautiful. With trample. Scry off of the map. Free Tormod's Crypt off the top. Sure. I need their freaking Silver Smote Ghoul to die so I can exile their graveyard. Mana Rock. Card draw. Oh, it's not. That one's not a card draw. Let's get a little stronger, I guess. Nah, let's just keep making Traxos even scarier. Play. I can exile something off the top. I can Prison Realm. I can Prison Realm something. I can Prison Realm, get up to positive life, board wipe. No, I need to exile Elendra so that she doesn't have any counters, to not have any stray creatures. I'm at positive life. I could board wipe right now. I could board wipe right now and they have no attackers. Tell me in the chat here. I know there's a big lag, but I could board wipe right now, clear out their whole board. I'm at 6 life. And I should be able to survive. And then I have Black Blade Reforged and then just attach it to something and go in for the kill. I think it would be safer to board wipe right now, because all they need to do is remove Platinum Angel and then I'm dead with them attacking with 32. I think I should do that. I think I should do that. I know you're popping off to dinner, or you already did so, Mark, but what does everyone think? Gabe, Stevie, Keeb, Mark, anyone who's there. I should probably board wipe. Let's board wipe. was a scary board wipe. I was at negative 22 life, and now I'm not. Impassioned Orator, who cares? Moonblessed Cleric, blah blah blah. When this enters battlefield, you may search your library for an enchantment. Okay, we're gonna go get an enchantment. They have to reveal it, I think. So what are we gonna go get? What enchantment's gonna save you, opponent? Oh yeah, actually they're also gaining life. I need to wipe that graveyard so they don't keep getting back that freaking ghoul. Yeah, let me wipe that graveyard before the ghoul comes back. There we go. So they got a cleric class. That's pretty bad. Okay. Play an Oswald. Planar Bridge. Land, get rid of that top land. Works Marvel is fun. Obelisk. For the moment, let's just make Oswald a little stronger. Let's attach, where is my, here we go. Attach that right there. Scry away that top land. Another land. End my turn. Okay, draws me a card, damages them. I throwed the bones, and this is what happens. So we're in good shape here. 24 to 23 life. They're on a weak position on the board. Hand. Who knows what's in their hand? I haven't really seen a lot of removal out of them, which is good. And I've got a bunch of stuff on my field. I've got the cost. I've got this Bolus's. I've got this God Pharaoh statue, which is making everything cost 2 more for them. I've got my Mystic Forge, which lets me see the top of my library. I've got Planar Bridge, which can let me go get any permanent right out of my library. I can go get my 5 mana Graveyard Recycler and just put stuff back into my library. I might be able to just finish the game because I can equip Blackblade +1/+1 for every land. I currently have 13 lands, 13 plus 13 plus 13 for my commander. But if I attack, then I can't do the Oswald trick to go tutor for something. They might be dragging at the moment because they feel all is lost. So many possibilities, so many choices to do on this deck. When all of these things are at my disposal at this point, it does get to a point like that. I could awaken my idol, turning it into a creature, equipping the Black Blade and attacking with it that way. That costs 9 mana to do that. What permanent would I go get with the bridge? Lots of choices. I don't have any planeswalkers in this deck, but I don't know if there's any. I do not know if there's any that kind of fit. I would probably put a Johnny in there because he's my favorite planeswalker. Or we can just let the opponent die in an impotent. We could just let the opponent realize that if they try to battle my deck, it is basically they better watch out because I'm able to go tutor for whatever I want to do. I just need to figure out. And lastly, I'm going to assume Mr. McFeely. I don't know where that. I think that's the name of the Boy Meets World character, but I was going to make some sort of joke about, like, yeah, I don't know what sort of, I don't know, German player I'm battling, but remember, you're battling VM Campos and.
This is America. Got you slipping up.
Yeah. To the spoils go the victor. Always wanted to say that. So yeah, that's this deck right here. Obviously, I would love this deck to do the same thing with like a Yarok deck, and you saw me earlier that as soon as I saw Yarok, I conceded because that deck also has a very, very strong package that it can just pop off. Whoops, I said it again. But that has a very strong ability to just go off. Is that one okay? Thank you. So yeah, this deck, all of this kind of combo synergy stuff, making the opponent's stuff cost more, damaging them every time. Whenever there's day or night shenanigans, I can draw cards off of that. At the end of my turn, gain life or draw a card. Every time I play a spell, gain life. I was at negative 20 life. I had Platinum Angel that saved me for a moment. You cannot lose the game, and your opponent cannot win the game as long as it's on the battlefield. And I just added the Aetherworks Marvel, which every time something leaves the battlefield from my side, put an energy. When eventually I've got 6 energies, I can play something for free. Add the Planar Bridge. Go get any permanent, put it directly to the battlefield. Oh, it's very expensive. 8 mana. I was doing all of this tutoring and scrying and surveilling. I did toss a bunch of lands into exile. I was getting a mana vein, 18 cards in the library, in the graveyard, 42 in the library. The opponent still had 75 cards in their library, and I was down to 42. So yeah, a lot of powerful, fun artifacts. This is the version when we played together earlier, Stevie. This is the more powerful version that I don't have in real life. So the version that I have in real life doesn't have Black Blade Reforged to give my creatures +20/+20. It doesn't have the Cosmos Elixir to gain me life or draw me a card. It doesn't have the Planar Bridge, the Aetherworks Marvel, and the Aetherflux Reservoir. Doesn't have the Maze Map. Basically, all the rares are not in that deck. I do have that Panharmonicon in that deck, and I have all of these like little things, but I don't have the big rare cards in that deck. But I still won earlier today, as you recall. Remind everyone in the chat for us that, yeah, I won earlier today. S'il vous plaît. You've done this like 3 times already. You go to the store, buy something, and pay cash. Then you say, have some coins to add to the cash paid, and pay just enough to get 5 cents back. Then I'll say, I just take a nickel back, and say just like the band, Nickelback. It's amusing. Well, I'm glad all of the calculations work out so you can say Nickelback. And here's a variation of it. If you ever get a quarterback, you can say, oh, that's a quarterback, just like the NFL. So see, there's another one there for you. So let's screenshot that. Only us that we saw this live know exactly what happened, so the screenshot's not that impressive. But the, I guess the corner full of artifacts is impressive. But we saw the match as it went live. I still haven't made my YouTube video about this deck. This is one of my to-do items. I need to make a YouTube video about this, but obviously people ask about, can you do videos where you show the deck playing? And those are they just take so much time to create compared to the videos about how to make the decks. Because you have to obviously gather the footage that shows that you're winning. And sometimes a game goes south eventually. Yeah, that one's free for you there. Quarterback. Let's play with this Ajani deck. so it's green and white. It's cats. Green and white cats. With a Johnny as the leader. Alright, so we're playing dinosaurs. Gishath is a very powerful opponent, but I drew an answer, so that's perfect. Right, so I could do the turn 1 play Charm Stray, or hope that I get enough lands in turn. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, let's do a turn 1. Let's send a message. Turn 1 Fluffy Cat. And we got enough lands. Perfect. Okay, turn 1 Fluffy Cat. Maybe even does a little meow. I read somewhere that the artist of this piece actually modeled this main cat off of their cat at that moment. Opponent starting off very slow. No ramp at all just yet. So, okay. I'll take that. Keep that sealed away so that eventually when they attack with their big scary dinosaur, we can take care of it. Turn 3 Pride Sovereign. Turn 4 a Johnny, perhaps. Start +1ing my kitties. Turn 4 I could bring out a Johnny, or I could bring out Leon and Vanguard and make cat tokens. They could do a board wipe, of course. Let's see if they're not a board wipe player. Players cannot gain life. Okay. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to that. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, rampaging deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. Okay, so I automatically get damage from my creatures. Whenever a creature enters, whoops, that's going to be annoying versus my Pride Sovereign. But I think I need to do it anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana in total. 6. They have 6 mana. They have 6 mana with Kinjali's Collar. If they drop a land, they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'll have 7 in total. 4, 5, 6, 7. They will have enough mana for... They will have enough mana for Gishath. So we need to hold up that exile. We need to hold up that exile mana. So let's do that. I want to play other things, but let's set up exile mana. Yeah. If they drop a land, they're going to play Gishath. Okay, they're going to play Gishath. Perfectly fine. Although they might see my open mana and be worried. Oh, man, fine. Fine. Okay. Oh, I was off by 1. Okay, that's fine. Oh, anyway, man, that CLOE won't even work. Fine. We're gonna get some Gishath damage. I forgot that Gishath has, vigilance. Okay, fine. That looks mighty impressive, sir. So, how about that? Something's wrong with the magic software whenever you do that spell, because it gets louder for every creature, and that was pretty loud. So that was weird. I need 9 mana. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're at 8 mana, so I'm sure they'll be right on schedule for their next mana. So I need Settle the Wreckage. That's pretty good. Expel only works with tapped creatures. That's annoying. So... And I'm missing my own mana. Okay. Let's see if they get their mana. I'm sure they're going to get their mana. No, okay. Fine. They're struggling a little for mana. No problem. No problem. And I'm missing another mana. Okay, guess we'll put a target over here. This is just a delay tactic.
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
Oh, it's a Talpa. Okay. That's scary, but I've got answers. No problem. Yeah, check out this doggy. Another missing land drop. Okay, so I'm gonna lose because I'm not getting lands. I have answers, but I don't have lands. So,
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
Flying double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible. So I gotta do my conclave tribunal. Okay, that's the mana that they're missing, so next turn they'll be able to summon Gishath. What I need to pull off the top is I need to get... Next turn I need to get a... I need to settle the wreckage. If I don't get a settle the wreckage, I need to quit. I've been missing too many land drops, and I have too much to take care of on their side. If I don't get a settle the wreckage, it's got to be settle the wreckage, or that's it. I need to get it. Nope. Okay. GG opponent. You got a lot of amazing. Got a lot of amazing dinosaurs. And my deck does stuff too, if I get the mana. But we held our own against some scary dinosaurs for a little while. But you can't play Magic without lands. So they were going to attack with 8 damage off of Zetalpa, which is indestructible. And then their Quartz whatever thing was another 6 damage. They had another 2 damage off of that little dino, and then they were going to attack with 7 damage off of Gishath, and then this is an automatic concede on this. I'm never going to play this deck. I'm not going to play that deck. Trelazara is just, it is not even a deck. It's just complete bogus, so I'm not ever going to play that. Opponent. I'm not sure if Yarok or Trelazara is worse. Both of those I don't play at all. I just cannot stand those 2 decks. And I just play them enough times to know that it's just complete bogus to never play against them. Huh. Mono green ooze creature thing guy. What is this again? Eevee the progenitor ooze. Oh, it's got Storm. So the only Storm card on Arena... I think... No, there's a couple of Storm cards on Arena. So we're going to try to Storm off in green. This will be interesting. I hardly see people play this deck, but basically make a 2/2 and then Storm. Okay, thanks for hanging out there, Stevie. Hopefully you saw some cool gameplay, and I'll probably wrap it up as well very soon. It's 20 minutes until 11. So, So thanks for hanging out, and I'll try to win this game versus this ooze. Just like real oozes that are slow, this opponent is stuck in the ooze. Come on, go me stacks. So Magic, so Wizards of the Coast had a huge announcement, which was a very big bust. People hated it. Because again, it was very disappointing that I think there's a bunch of quality of life issues on Arena that could be addressed. What do you all think about this idea? I would love to be able to set a setting on here that just automatically do not show me that deck. Like, I don't ever want to play against a Thassa deck again. I don't want to play a Trezalara deck again. I don't want to play a Yarok deck again. I wish that there's an opponent and I could go to the options here and select never play against this player again. Not player. Never play against this commander again. I just never want to play against certain commanders. I wish they would do that. Or is that too weird? In real life, if you're in a tournament, obviously you play against who you play. But if you're playing casual, if I see that my opponent is playing some weird, horrible deck, I'm not going to play with them and subject myself to playing against some dumb, weird deck that's just going to make me mad in real life. So why would I anonymously want to put myself through here? So I wish they would add that feature about never play versus this commander again. I'm sure with the millions, hundreds of millions of people playing Arena, it's not like I'm going to edit myself out of matches and stuff. But I wish they would update that. Okay, well, I guess here's a free win. Stuck in the ooze. What else? I wish they would do the 4-player Brawl. That would be amazing. This 2-player Brawl definitely changes the motif of how to play. I saw people during the live chat when they were making that dumb announcement, people were saying, can we, very few people, but every time I see it, it annoys me. People were asking, can we add a competitive Brawl ladder? And to that I definitely say no. Brawl is not a competitive format. Wizards do not turn that into a competitive format. Do not spend your resources to program a competitive format. Spend your resources to make 4-player Brawl. And it's hilarious when Arena, when the people behind Arena say that they have their variety of resources that they can allocate. They're part of Hasbro, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. They could definitely afford to turbocharge a bunch of Arena features. Okay, next turn. I suppose I can start summoning Ajani for no reason. 3-mana Abomination. Death Touch creature.
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
Tap land. What a faux pas. So if I can get my mana, well, that'll also work.
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
Mini break sounds good. As I said, I'm also going to wrap it up at 11. play this cat deck for a little while.
Is strong, but my resolve
Still missing another freaking land drop. Are you kidding me? I'm barely surviving off of that cold steel heart. Five mana, you can resummon. Nope, okay. Gift, Thorn. See, that's just a distracting tactic because I can resummon Ajani. There's a land, okay. Will it come in untapped? Yes, it will. Okay. Just put some bait out for the moment. I'm sure they won't attack with that Thorn Lieutenant. Ugh.
Which cannot protect itself.
Give me a break. Also, I would mark that as a that would be another one in my list to mark about never pair me up against players with that card in their deck. I know this is way too much fine-tuning of the play experience, but that'd be interesting to make some sort of settings where I can set never match me against a Nissa player, never match me against a Gulos player, never match me against a Thassa player. I'm sure it would work all right. So, Loras. Let's see if this Loras deck is as powerful as the standard and modern decks that are out at the moment. So we have possibly black-white. No turn 1 Thoughtseize. Thanks. Thank goodness for that. Double black. Remorse. Remorse card? Nope. Malefic Scythe. Okay, so they're definitely planning on they're definitely planning on stuff dying and coming back from the graveyard. I remember when I first played that Frondland Felidar a long time ago when Ikoria first came out. It was a pretty cool card. Welcome back. We're playing kitty card. Well, my deck's definitely cats. The opponent's deck is a cat. Commander is a cat, but I doubt that it's a cat deck. I look down upon my opponents. I look down my nose upon my opponents when they when they're not as on theme on their decks as me. Is that gatekeeping? Yes, and I will gladly endorse it. Brawl is a casual format, and so if you're playing a cat deck, why are you sticking in an Ugin card? Ugin is not a cat. And don't tell me that my opponent suddenly disconnected or something. Interesting. There must have been some sort of... Well, I guess not. I was going to say there must have been some sort of weird thing happening, but with 3 black mana untapped and then priority, I'm sure that's just a kill spell there that they're taking forever on. What happened there? How is it possible to foretell a card at the same time? Well, they weren't foretelling it, they were casting it. casting and quitting at the same time? That's not possible to do, is it? Was that some sort of bug? That's weird. Who knows what happened there? People did have experienced a lot of bugs in one of the recent updates. I really haven't, but that's just anecdotal. Clothis, welcome back, Mark. Clothis is another very difficult opponent to play with. Not Clothis, Atheros. They basically steal your stuff. And I have an answer for it. Secure the scene. CPU might have frozen and something might have happened, yeah. So I want that secure scene because I know eventually Atheros, or Athreos, comes into play and just steals your stuff. But it takes 5 whole mana. I always find it challenging against that deck, so we'll see if we can make it through. Mana's getting a little weird. I swear, have I been having just a lot of bad luck with this deck? All the mana's been really weird, all of this gameplay, and of course I've got perfect. Of course I've got perfect mana base, so I'm sure the algorithm is just weird. Come on, planes. I know I've got a million of them in the deck. Just give me 1 planes. We'll be okay. Yeah, let's move on. It's ridiculous to not get any white mana, and that's a very strong deck, so I'm not going to waste my time. Again, with a casual format, that doesn't matter your rankings. There's no need to waste your time and mental health on people you don't want to play. Because obviously in real life, this is the cat deck, yeah. It's been really weird. The algorithm's been very weird. I've been missing lots of land drops. I've played already like 5 games with it, and I feel the lands have been very weird. The card draws and lands have been very weird. So that was yet another example there. Let's go on to another opponent, and see what we get. Okay, mono black shield dread. So it's going to be full of removal until they get to their very important commander. So I do have a bunch of plays here, but we're in trouble at 7 mana. If they play this deck right, they'll obviously be ramping. They have Take Vengeance, which will be removal once they attack. But I would rather have... Yeah, I don't think this is a good hand. Okay, that's got at least the colors that I need, but no removal, so we'll try with that. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Throne of Death. Okay, self-mill. That's a good strategy because Shield Dread will just let you bring stuff back from the graveyard for free. So they're gonna mill themselves. Hopefully they mill good stuff, meaning like lands and such that they need. I'll do the big brain deck. Oops, okay. They've got obviously Doomblade here. So I guess let's let them use up their Doomblade on... Which hurts more? I guess Johnny's Pridemate hurts more. But let's let them use their Doomblade on that. player is obvious. Okay, they're gonna pass with 3 mana for another kill spell. What do you think of the card? Oh, I need to look at it fully, completely. So, let's look at it for a moment. Actually, pull up the web browser. From the last one. I just saw the notification, but I didn't see it in completion yet. Now, you had sent to me the sketch of what it was gonna be, and it's already up to this level. That is unbelievable. So, for everyone in the stream, I'm gonna get a genuine imported a Johnny carving for Christmas from my Santa Claus in New Zealand. And here it is coming together so far. That looks amazing. How big is it? And I'll have to do the conversion, I suppose. But did you say how big it was going to be? But this is amazing. I'm loving all the detail of the mane and the faces coming together here. And what's the wood? What's also the wood? Yeah, I know that it's still, there's a lot still going on, but I can already start to see things taking shape, right? I can already see Johnny's face right here. Here's his muzzle and his nose. There's his ears up here. There's the eye. So yeah, I'm very impressed. I love it so much. It is cell phone size. Oh yeah, you said it was a cell phone case, right? So okay, cell phone size, cool. Carving is amazing. All you can carve are pumpkins, and they only come out decent if you're lucky. It's New Zealand pine. Can that be exported? You're not running into any customs issues? I have to check with my own customs if we're not introducing any foreign fauna, like some microscopic organisms and the like. So make sure you sterilize it with some bleach, I guess, before shipping it off to me. I don't know. I'm just joking about that. I don't think there's anything to worry about it, right? So, as I love to look at, right, when people send me photos and stuff, I love to look at the various aspects of the photo. So there's an interesting cable there. I wonder where that plugs into. Your stone countertop here looks very similar to one that I've got myself also. So thank you on that. And can't wait to get it. It's very, very cool of you. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to see how it's coming together little by little. We'll keep up to date with it. Let's do a cracker pack. It can be imported. It will be varnished. Okay. We'll seal in the creatures in the varnish. Let's open another Crimson Vow pack. Very nice that I got that dual land before. Let's see if we get any other good stuff. Your strike, so it's the red mana combat trick. Deadlight Monstrosity, 6 mana, 5/5 with ward 2. Becomes unblockable. Sigarda's Imprisonment is pretty epic art. 3 mana aura. It's pacifism. Plus, it's pacifism with then a little bit of extra. In 5 days, wow! I would have thought that would take a little bit more, but yeah, that's great. So it's pacifism, but then when you can pay 5 to exile the creature and then extract its blood. Very flavorful. We've seen this one several times. Hungry Ridge Wolf with that cool mohawk fur. Mulch. I pulled this one digitally a little bit ago. Some rampant stuff. Vampire's Kiss. This is really making my skin crawl, because it's, if you just stop and think a little bit about Well, here's the act after the fact. But if you just imagine fangs digging into your jugular vein and then the sensation of getting sucked, your blood sucked dry, like wow, that is just so visceral and gross. And here they have it as a fun magic card for 13 years old and up. 2 mana, sorcery. Target player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life, and you create 2 bloods. Now that's also a very cool flavor on that. Wolf Strike, pretty epic art. Combat trick on that. Sanctify, 2 mana, destroy artifact or enchantment, gain 2 life. So here we have, well, disenchant is an instant. This is a sorcery. I was gonna say pure, strictly better disenchant, but no, it's a sorcery, which is technically worse than an instant. Daybreak Combatants, 3 mana. He looks like he's ready to battle, but she looks like she's ready to party. Her expression's a little bit more fun, I think. This is a 2/2 with haste. Can give itself +2 until end of turn. Lantern Bearer. I believe this is the little mascot creature that we've been seeing on people's games on the corner there. Vampires just look like a hickey. Yeah, it's a hickey. It's several things. It's a hickey. It's the lipstick, which, I think, on a personal level, I think it's kind of hot when you see lipstick on places. But it's lipstick, it's a hickey, and then there's 2 puncture wounds there. So it's interesting on many levels. Lantern Bearer, so a single white mana. It's got Flying and Disturb. It comes back as Lantern's Lift. It gives a creature +1 and flying. Markov Retribution, 3 mana sorcery. Choose one or both. All your creatures get +1. Target vampire you control deals damage. This is a very rare effect in red. This is the bite. Now this is the fight effect, where your creature deals damage to another creature. But that's basically only in green. But it's very rare in other colors like red. But here it's applicable because it's targeted to a vampire. So imagine if we got that effect in other colors. You could have your black Death Touch creature deal direct damage to some other creature and take it out. That's uncommon. Griffwin Cavalry, 4 mana, Human Knight, flying, training, and when this attacks, pay 2. Give a creature flying. Gutter Skulker, 4 mana, Spirit, 3/3, cannot be blocked. It's attacking alone, and then it comes back as an enchantment that gives that ability to a creature. And the rare is Torrens, Fist of Angels. This is a very good card where it makes more and more humans. Remember, we tried to make that humans deck last week, and I didn't make it. It didn't feel that strong. I still think I shouldn't give up on that deck just yet. I don't really want to tune it at the moment, but I think it'd be better. I'm probably gonna swap out. We had Shauna, which is the 2 mana human that got stronger with more creatures, but I think this is gonna be the better commander instead. Every time you cast a creature spell, you make more humans. So got that. Twin Pole, and the beautiful black and white island. Spirit token. Make new friends every Friday night. FNM. And we got here number 7 again. I haven't gotten number 1, 2, or 3 out of the proxy cards. Very weird collation. So those daybreak combatants look charismatic, like 2 people going to a concert. But they go to magic, and they ended up in a magic unexpectedly instead, or both. So these are the 2 rares that I opened. Very happy with them both. More cool lands to add, tokens, uncommons, and such. Yep. So I wasn't going to do as long as of a stream as other days. Maybe I'll play one more and wrap it up. Especially if I play one more and it's a good game, and then we can end on a good note. If it's a bad game, then we might not play until we get a good game. Although I think that's not really great behavior to put that form of self-goal about an ending has to be a good ending to be enjoyable. Alright, so this is my mono blue Jace's seafood salad. It does a few things. Draws a lot of cards. Is very annoying in that it bounces the opponent's stuff back to their hand. There's no counter spells, but it bounces things back to the hand over and over many times. And it steals their stuff. So that's what my deck's all about. Card draw, bounce spells, steal spells. We're taking a moment to read my commander. The commander's not that impressive either. Let's just bounce that back. I would rather kick it, but let's bounce it back. Then that'll give us a chance to play our commander. It's really fun when you get to the ultimate, which is Jace duplicating himself. To have triple Jace on the battlefield is always a fun look. I'm about to have 4 mana. I can steal their own creature already. Ah, that's not a good card to steal. Arcane Signet.
Let's think this through.
Let's let them play that again and make a. Actually, let's get really mean. Let's toss back that mana rock and make a blocker. That is annoying. That is the Willy Wonka on that scene saying, "You get nothing." Yeah, it doesn't fit in. It doesn't fit in the spot. But yep, this is Jace's seafood salad deck. Have 3 mana left. Get to replay that one more time. Amazing. 1 more mana. Anointed Chorister. That's what I want to steal. Thank you.
Decisions.
And then they read the card like, what was that card? I could double block that. It's just a 2/2. Here's their 4th mana. I mean, here's their commander. That's a 3/3 now. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. I can block that. No trample. Single white mana left. I mean, single mana. Okay, that's a depart. Alright, so here's some fun stuff to do. That's ultimate Jace. Suddenly we've got triple Jaces. Then let's make some spirits. Suddenly we've got spirits. And then let's foretell that. I'm not getting mana again, so let's cycle that away. Grab that disperse for maximum annoyance. Keep that blocker. Do you think they should make a Disney version of MTG, or would they just plain be weird? Imagine Mickey from The Sorcerer's Apprentice with brooms, enchantments, etc. Personally, I don't love the mixing of all of these genres. They did the they're doing the magic pull-up That's what this deck does. That somehow it glitches the system and the opponent just gets defeated somehow. The calculations of this deck just make the CPU overheat and the opponent just loses somehow like that. It's like the seafood salad. I know personally I'm not a fan of seafood. I don't like it as my in my meals and the like. But I guess my opponent, um, Newbie Dooby Doo, is also allergic, and then that's what happens right there. Mobbing with the Jace Pound. The My Little Pony cards. Yeah, they're definitely still around. My Little Pony, the latest generation, definitely still around. Let's jump over here. We can see here that My Little Pony comic book has actually just reached 100 issues. And yes, I bought a copy. So that's been around. And we can see here. Oops, where is search? Search is very obviously search right there. So My Little Pony. So I definitely, what is this here? My Little Pony X-Ray plus Nightmare Moon figure. Now this is disturbing. This is cool. So whatever you're gonna say, Mark, check this out. Skeleton ponies. This is not our little ponies from back in the day. Also, this is $159. So you're not buying this for your kids. Let's get a zoom up close up here. Look at that pony skeleton. Even the eye socket is cute on the inside with all those sparkles in the hair, the bones of the wings, rib cage and everything. There's the bones and then the hooves. Hilarious. Are there any more of these? My Little Pony XXX-ray. That sounds dirtier than it should have been. You can just get by with one X, but I guess because Jax with double X. My Little Pony X-ray. X-ray. Are they selling these with any other figures? Are they selling any other figures in XX-ray? I guess so. You can see Batman in XX-ray, double X-ray. You can really say Batman's got guts. Liliana's undead mount, that's perfect. Yeah, that character. So in the latest generation, actually, let's see here. Do they, if for full accuracy, for the Wonder Woman three-dimensionality, will they present the mammillary lipid deposits, if you get my drift? So let's see what that looks like. Nope, they're not. So they copped out for the complete anatomy. So I don't even know if that's a real term, but I'm just kind of mixing it from what I've heard. You know what we're saying, right? Mammillary lipid deposits. Mammalian lipid deposits. So lipid relates to fat cells, and then mammaries and such, right? So they're not putting that part of the anatomy in. The pony just became your worst nightmare. You don't know what's scarier, the skeleton version or the original. But I haven't even finished showing you what I wanted to show you. So My Little Ponies are still definitely around. And here are, well, that's huge. Oh, that's what it looks like when it's not skeleton side. That's big. If they're holding it in hand here. wicked laugh. So then on one side it looks like that. And another pony over there saying, chill out. So from the right angle, it looks perfectly normal. From the other angle, it's dead skeleton pony. But what I was going to show is this. Here's a recent comic that just came out. So My Little Pony Generations, where they're taking the original My Little Pony style versus the new style. So you can see that vintage 80s style. So there's the original ponies on the right. They've got that style. And then on the left side, you see the more modern 2000s style. Right? So yeah, because they're still horse-like with their snouts. See that? I don't know these characters. I don't know the vintage characters. I know the modern characters. That's Rainbow Dash right there. That's Twilight Sparkle. That's Applejack right there. That's Pinkie Pie. I've never seen an episode, but I know all their names just because they're so part of the internet zeitgeist. And as for the original ponies, I lived through them, but I don't remember if they had names or just their cutie marks. But here they are. I think that's Rarity, maybe right there. But here's the latest comic to get the kids. It's the generations of ponies meeting up and learning that friendship is magic. And we got these badass ponies trying to mess things up. Black Bell, Shadow Storm, and Violet Shiver. Come on, tell me those names aren't amazing. And then look at their designs. Spiky, sharp, you horn, and then the sort of goth girl streaks in the hair with earrings and studs. Really mean girl expression. I kind of like the black. It almost looks like makeup, but it's just pony color. Oh, she's got a little ear, part of her ear missing. She lost it in a really brutal knife fight down at the bar, at the pony bar, at the OK Corral. And then she's got this, punk, spiky hair. Oh, and then she's got flames on her feet. Do you see that? She's got flames on the feet. And that was issue something or other. And there's another one here. So yeah, this is what you did, Mark. You got us down into Ponyville by bringing up ponies. All right, I think after our triumphant triumph versus that opponent, we'll wrap up the stream this week by showing this off over here. Let's get away from ponies for the moment. Let's go look at this. What are some cool? Remember we saw those magic toys last week. Let's see if there's any new cool toys coming soon. Toys and statues. Yeah, when I was visiting the site yesterday, so many of these have a coming soon, which is weird. All of these say coming soon, but I'm sure if you click on them, they then have the picture, some of them. Yeah, I'm not going to click on each one of these to maybe. Fine, we're going to assume that these don't have pictures. There's some Animal Crossing toys coming. $56 each. Back to the Future 1985 Doc Brown. Please have a picture. No picture on that yet. So there's some new Back to the Future toys coming. Back to the Future 1985 Doc Brown Ultimate 7-inch action figure. Cool. I wish there was a picture. Can we find a picture somewhere online of that? Maybe one of these. Cool. Looks just like Christopher Lloyd. Yes, thank you for that. Once again, I am floored that that I am getting that amazing present. Totally appreciate it. Say hi to the family. Um, and we'll do it again next time. Crayon Shin-Chan. That was a pretty weird, fun series. But anyway, we'll be back next time. Wow, check out those thick, with two C's, hips for this Batman here. What am I looking at? DC Comics Batman Last Night on Earth Batman Art FX statue from Kotobukiya from the Dream Team of Snyder and Capullo, presented by DC Black Label. This is 11.8 inches tall. That's huge. If my calculations are correct, I believe that is about 96.2 meters or so, as I recall. And this is, wow, this is a really bulky Batman. Expression looks excellent. Way too many muscles here, of course. If this is a skin tight outfit, okay, fine, you've got a lot of muscles. But if this is like some sort of hard, it's got to be some sort of hard design because it goes down to the crotch. So I think it's overboard that they have the musculature here on top of the armor. Cool belt. What is going on with the head of the Joker here? I think this is a new storyline that's coming out, or just came out, or something in the comics. So it's pretty cool overall. Yeah, we'll see that carving as it comes. Feel free to share it in the Discord. It's weird. All of everything on this previews world site this week has this weird glitch that image coming soon, and on some of them are clickable and you actually see them. So that's weird. Who knows what's clickable and what's not? A lot of Demon Slayer things coming out. Diorama Mansion 200 beach figure diorama. What is this? No pictures. Disney character Q Posket Dreamy Glitter V2 Snow White. That is definitely a word salad. So we get a cute I have like the original stamp confirming. So from the Chinese factory, this is exactly what it's coming from. Pretty cute. What else do we have here? Cinderella, Snow White. And then of course everyone's other favorite Disney princess, Son Goku. Oh, I just learned some Chinese here. I wish I could pronounce it. But we can see that if we ever see these Chinese characters, that seems to be meaning that this design is confirmed. You know, we don't see it translated here, but that's the same characters. Right, we've got... No, that's not the Greatest American Hero logo. That is a Chinese character, also Japanese. And then so you see here that that's there. So we learned Chinese today, if I could pronounce it. Anything else interesting? Evangelion, some new Ava figures, no image. Oh, here's some retro cereal monster mini pin sort of things. Count Chocula, of course, you would see all over the place, and Frankenberry as well. Yummy Mummy, I believe I saw that one a lot growing up too. Boo Berry less, and then Fruit Brute was sort of the Fruit Brute was the one that for a long time was very hard to get until the culture demanded it, and then it became much more common. Some Grateful Dead merchandise. $800 for what is this? Grateful Dead Dancing Bear 100% something. There's no explanation at all about what this product is, but it's $800. What about this one? Grateful Dead Dancing Bear 100% and 400% BEA 2-pack. What is this? What is this that they're trying to sell for $200? Grateful Dead Steal Your Face. Something or other. Yeah, I'd love to know what those are for that price. Jujutsu Kaisen. It's getting to be a popular series at the moment, I think. Don't know anything about it. Love is War. Kaguya. It's cool. That brings that character to life pretty well, I think. I've never seen the series, but this looks good. Cool pose. Not sure what that heart is there. Got their book bag. Looks like a real book bag. Clothing is cool. I like the shininess of things. Side ponytail. Yeah, I've never seen the series before, but this is a 9-inch tall, $254. From Love is War Geniuses, I guess. Kamen Rider. Oh, this one's fun. This is a Scotty Young, Jane Foster Thor. I don't think I've ever seen these ever, but that's cool. Scotty Young style. He does the sort of baby Marvel style. Not a big fan, but I really like his series I Hate Fairyland, which is a very violent, funny series in his style of like this sort of cute characters. And he often does these covers for all of the characters. This is when Jane Foster wielded Mjolnir, when main Thor became unworthy for a little while. She became Thor for a couple years. Oh, here's classic. Here's classic 90s X-Men Rogue with the harsh lines of the TV series. That's fun mixing that plus the realistic aspect. 3,000 pieces. See, that's affordable. That's affordable, and that looks good. It's 6-inch, so it's not huge, but that looks good. It's a good size, and it's $69 compared to some of these other ones that it just seems so expensive. Yeah, that's Scotty Young's style. So we can take one quick digression here. Scotty Young variant covers. He does this style where everything's kind of like in this Peanuts style of these characters. So see right here, there's Hercules, there's Hawkeye. He does this Marvel Babies. Some people call it Marvel Babies, but I don't. It's just a Scotty Young style. So here's Hawkman. And he does a bunch of covers all the time. Let's see what's a big name. There's Deadpool, slightly less cartoony. Oh, but here's here's Spider-Gwen and X-23 Wolverine. Pretty cute. Fun expressions. I usually don't get these covers. But as I said, I liked his this Star Wars cover is kind of cool. His I Hate Fairyland series. Scotty Young, I Hate Fairyland. It's this violent, it's this It's got an alternate title. You can buy the comic in two ways. You can buy it the version called I Hate Fairyland, or you can buy the version with a slightly different name, and the art is different too. The nice cover is a little bit more family friendly, and the less nice cover is less family friendly. So I never completed the series, but I was buying both covers when these were debuting, and it's just a fun, weird. Um, it's just a fun, weird series, um, like the stuff like this. Gertie is a little girl that wished that she could go to Fairyland when she was like 6 years old, and her wish was granted. So she went to Fairyland. The problem was that also she could never age. So she's been in this Fairyland for the past 30 years. Her mind has been growing, but her body is still a child's body. So by the time the series starts on issue 1, she's been in Fairyland as a 6-year-old with a 30-year-old's mind, and she's kind of insane. And it's this violent series. There's a bone popping out of her arm, and she's on a quest. She finally, one of the fairy godmothers, Queen Claudina, something like that. I don't remember their name, but one of them said, "Yes, you just need to complete my quest, and you'll be able to go back to the real world." So she goes on a quest, and hilarity plus violence ensues. That's a pretty evocative cover. Sort of like that was a Fight Club issue, and yep, that was today's Scotty Young corner. I got to go back and get the issues. It was very enjoyable. Yeah, for some reason I fell off buying them, but I've got the first 13 or so, and everyone should be the nice plus rude versions. And I think it went up to around 30 issues. So we'll wrap up as I've been dragging it out. You remember the cartoon The X-Men back in the day? Got his kick out of Gambit, always trying to hit on Rogue, and the love feud between Scott, Hilary, and yes, exactly. That was ripped from the comics and the like. And there is a very famous, beautiful cover. Let's jump to that for a moment. I don't remember which it is, but it's an X-Men, Gambit, Rogue, Kiss. There's like a really sweet comic. Here it is. It's just a beautiful cover from the 90s. That's not the original. Here's the original. Let's get a good high quality copy somewhere over here. Maybe better. So X-Men number 24. X-Men 24 CGC, but not the one from the 60s. There it is. This would be a high quality one. 3 mini-series of story, Andy Kubert art. Andy Kubert and Matt Ryan art. So yeah, 1993, $1.25, X-Men 24. I just always loved this cover. I don't have it myself, but just Rogue jumping into his arms, and then just so close yet so far. And on the back cover, of course, we've got the Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat ad. Prepare yourself, because there's Mortal Kombat Part 2, I'm sure, coming to Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Gear, and Game Boy. But anyway, so thanks everyone for stopping by this week. We played some Magic, we opened up some packs, we had a root beer, we saw some comics and the like. We'll be back next time. Maybe I'll get back to drafting. I'm taking a little break from drafting at the moment. Maybe I got more decks to play and so forth. Maybe we'll do some 1v1s and the like. Don't be a stranger on the Discord. Say hello in there as well. I took a break off of YouTube as well. I didn't really upload anything new on YouTube last week. I'm gonna upload some new stuff. I got some ideas. If you've got ideas, put them in the Discord. I might do them. I'm always looking for ideas. And so we'll wrap up at this point. Thanks everyone for coming to hang out. Stay safe. See you next time.